Are we alive?
Yeah.
Yes, we're live. You do this every time.
I think you expected right now.
Fun fact: there was a YouTuber I used to watch who filmed all his videos in front of a green screen, and he would start intentionally wearing clothing that was just barely green enough to mess with the green screen because it pissed off his editor. And then eventually he found it so funny that he got just a giant square of the exact shade of green as the green screen tattooed on his arm so that it perpetually just fucks the green screen by having a little floating cutout on his end. And I just feel like that's
By
the
the way,
vibe
isn't
for intentionally forgetting how countdowns work to mess with the stream.
Yep.
Yup.
Um,
But yeah, welcome everyone. This is going to be for anyone who bothers to look back at these for posterity. Potentially me years from now, after all of you have faded off and stopped talking to me, and I look back at our former friendship and good times with a deep sense of existential ennui. As I go to relive the glory days that always were and never will be again. This is going to be a little spin-off of one of our usual games. We're currently in the off season of what you may affectionately know as the Revengeance League, name pending. And while we're in between seasons, we are going to be running hopefully, hopefully several of these little one to four shot sessions. Not sure if they're going to collectively have a name or not, but they're just going to be flushing out the world a bit and providing a little bit of an alternative camera look at something of other stuff that's going on in the world of heroes. This is going to be the first of those, and we will be debuting it as such. We cut to the interior of the Diamond City Museum of Heroes. Camera panning around the giant floor to ceiling glass windows, the amazing displays of hitherto unnamed, colorful spandex clad heroes from throughout the ages as we follow a class on a school field trip as they walk towards the back of the hall, past some of the flashier, well-known heroes of yesteryear, through to a more subtly decorated corner. The walls painted with cacti, tumbleweeds, and covered wagons. As you see several figures painted on the walls. Five to be specific, all stood abreast, shoulder to shoulder with one another, and a little brass plaque on the floor reads as thus: The American Frontier, 1868. The country was still reeling from a bloody civil war that threatened to divide the nation. In the midst of all this, disturbing reports have come into the office of the president. Individuals with strange abilities making their way south. Fearing that the last holdout of the Confederacy may be seeking to rear its head, the president has decided to assemble his own group of similarly gifted individuals and to send them deep into the darkest part of the American South to hopefully quash this resistance before it can begin. One part military unit, one part myth. Nowadays, these heroes' names have been consigned to the pages of forgotten government documents, the footnote of history books, and to murals in museums such as this. But in their day, they were known as the North Stars, and they were the last hope that America had. As we zoom through the plaque, sweeping over the landscape, big boom title card in the sky, whip crack noise, the North Stars. As we swoop down, zipping through the landscapes, different dusty plains, foggy swamps, through the, horses and ranch hands and all the old West paraphernalia to, first and foremost, we come into a little frontier town People bustling every which way along the dirt road. Little newsboys hawking for, papers here, papers here. Talking about the newest innovations coming out of Diamond City. Or it's out of Diamond City, a little newsboy cap on. You're breaking glass as two gentlemen tumble out of the saloon in a big old brawl, and we come to someone else hawking their wares on the corner. We see a little wagon, possibly pulled by a horse or a donkey of some sort, and another man sitting abreast the seat, setting up his little cart for the day. Jamie, would you tell us about this man by any chance?
Yes. Hello there, fine folks. Here and yonder. My name, as you can see, gesturing to the hastily made signage above my cart. My name is Stan Clarkson. Elixir purveyor from far and wide. And here I have for you fine folks that are sure to cure whatever ails you. And I start going into this just carnival barker-esque to anyone who will listen to me. And I am
There's a little small
making it
crowd
sound
gathering. Go ahead.
I am making promises I certainly cannot keep. I am making claims about these bottles of water with a little bit of dye in them that certainly are completely unfounded.
It's like you've told four
Uh,
different people with four different problems that this one bottle is the cure for each of them individually.
Yes, I in real life have just looked up as like a list of old timey ads for like snake oil salesmen.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, yeah, this my voltaic belt. As you can see, and I pull out like a small diagram. It'll put you to men only, young or old, who are suffering from nervous debility, lost vitality, lack of nerve force and vigor, wasting weakness, and all those diseases of a personal nature resulting from abuses and other causes. Speedy relief and complete restoration of health, vigor, and manhood guaranteed. The grandest discovery, I tell you. Just
Great.
one sip of this. Yeah, and I continue on as such.
Do me a favor. Roll me either business or performance.
Oh, fantastic.
I just want to see what kind of crowd you've gathered.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Should I have a number next to my specialties or something? Am I dumb?
You should have I believe you have a 4 in that. If I'm looking at your sheet.
I have 4 specialties.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
you
know.
didn't. I don't think you rolled for those for what you got.
Oh, shoot. I didn't realize I was supposed to, I thought specialties just added a flat bonus to like a attribute check. Am I dumb?
Me too.
Am
So
I?
I
No,
will.
no. I might be wrong about that. We're learning the system together, folks. For those of you listening, part of the thing about this is we're trying out one, but potentially several new systems, with the idea being that if we like any of them, they just may, become the thing that may become the thing that the future game is run in, or not. Fuck it, who cares? The sun's going to explode and we're all going to die. Having a specialty grants a +1 bonus when making tests related to that specialty. So I should have actually asked you to make I believe that's a willpower or an awareness check.
Yeah, I will do a willpower check.
No, that would be your. Is it? Yeah, I guess it would be willpower or possibly intellect, I would say, because it's your reasoning and knowledge.
I would say it's more my ability to convince people that this is worth a damn, but
sure. So make a willpower check and add a +1 for either business or performance.
Sick. So I did check after while we were chatting earlier about like, oh, what does actually mean in terms of like power? Like how cool, how charismatic am I? And I did realize that like, oh wow, I accidentally made my character maybe a little bit too charismatic. It's 2d6, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I am rolling with a +9.
You know what? Fucking delightful. So I just want to say also, I apologize if I wasn't clear. You do have like it's the paintings on the walls are of like tumbleweeds and cacti and shit, and then you are like 4 wax statues set in the back. So you do have actual figures, like 3D statue figures back there. They're just not quite as prominent because having been arguably the first American superhero team, you don't have quite the pop and pizzazz that some of the ones from later on the line who we're not going to focus on because they don't have names yet have. It's more of like you're the historians superhero team. But yeah, as you start talking, you not even looking at the crowd as people are sort of drawn in from far and wide. As you're saying, like, this an old man hobbling up to the front, like he whips off his hat. You see a shiny liver spotted head. Can it regrow my hair?
My good man, this won't just regrow your hair. It'll clear that skin of yours. Why, I tell you, in the last town that I was in, I sold this to a man. He zipped it down. Then the very next day, I tell you, he had hair like Rapunzel herself, flowing and flowing down to his ankles. He had to get the barber immediately.
A little boy runs up. Can it make me big and strong?
My boy, it'll make melts in town, I tell you.
Wait, what did you say?
Even my horse here won't be able to match up to you.
Great. Yeah, it's just like yeah, people just running up like, I'll take 3, no, I'll take 4, wait, he's gonna, and it's like, wait, no, you can't take all of them, he's gonna run out, give me that, no, you can't have them, they're mine. It's like a mild brawl starts of people like clamoring to the front to try and throw money at you, and like one person gets through and manages to actually
Good ladies and gentlemen, please calm yourselves, there's enough for everybody.
It's literally at the point where like people are throwing money at you and then not waiting for you to hand them the bottle. It's just the fact that they got to give you the money. Like the privilege of having given you the money is enough. One person actually gets one, holds it up, I got one! And then they're immediately just fucking flying atomic elbow from the top rope. As people are just like, no, I needed the miracle elixir!
I am passing it out as quickly as I can and taking their money even faster.
You are you're making money hand over fist. As over from the side, you just hear it's at the point where like it's died down of like people like scarfing it down, cheering. Like you're just making money hand over foot, like hand over fist. This is an average Tuesday for you. Like you're gonna roll through 3 more towns today and do this exact same routine, and like and off the side you just hear, what about me? You think you can fix my problem? As you look off to the side, and there's someone who's made their way to the front of your car and is just kind of leaning against it, not looking nearly as concerned. They're just kind of chilling. Just picked up one of the bottles, kind of rolling it over in his hand, just sort of idly kind of looking at what's going on.
Sir, I assure you, whatever problem ails you, Stan Clarkson can cure it.
Oh, that much I can be assured. You are one tough son of a bitch to find, Mr. Clarkson. This is the man leaning against the side of your wagon, by the way.
You've been searching for me then. You've heard tale of my reputation. Man of miracles.
Kind of shrugs and he goes, "Oh, I heard." It's just like, "Oh, I heard some things. For example, I heard about 3 towns over, there were tale of a snake oil salesman who in a frenzy, accidentally let the reins loose from his horse. Damn thing." He's kind of patting the stern, like rubbing your horse's back and he goes, or horse is flying. He goes, damn thing, damn near made it a mile and a half out of town before he managed to catch up to it and rein it back in. And he kind of locks eyes with you and goes, it just so happened that everyone was so busy clamoring over that special elixir of his that almost no one managed to clock that he did that on foot.
Well, he must have been one special guy, but I think he got the wrong care.
Great.
Maybe a bit leggy, but certainly couldn't catch up to a stallion like this.
Great. He's just looking at you with like that sort of like I got your number sort of look.
Whew. It's a bit hot out, ain't it? And I'll just surreptitiously take a swig from my flask.
Is this the flask?
It is the flask. I always keep some on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's kind of, oh, haha, you know, just take a sip. Mm-hmm. He goes, like I said, he goes, oh, don't worry. I ain't here to blow your whole operation going on. How you make your money as an American is as an American. How you make your money is your damn business. He goes, but I am looking, but I do got a job for you. Or at the very least, a proposition.
Well, wouldn't be much of a businessman if I didn't at least hear a deal out.
Great. He introduced himself as Emmett Weston.
Emmett Weston.
As he reaches into his jacket, he pulls out a letter and hands it to you. And the first thing you notice is there is a wax seal on the front with an eagle bearing a arrows and I forget actually. I forget what it's called. The other thing that the eagle, the presidential, it's a presidential seal from the White House, and a note on the front says, "By order of the President of these United States, Abraham Lincoln."
Fella, this is you're trying to play me for a fool here, aren't you? Right? This
As he does also flash you a badge that says U.S. Marshal.
Holy cow.
He pushes and he goes, like I said, you're saying about how you make your money, or that cheap garbage is that snake oil you're peddling called Miracle Elixir. It's about something a lot bigger than that. Yes. President, is that the president, as well as several people in his employ, caught wind of your, let's just call it legginess, you said? And if you got,
Yeah.
and he goes, and if you can, and I say, now the president has instructed me to tell you that if you consider yourself an American, that he's got a job for you, as well as several others with particular expertise. Now I say, if you're a businessman, you can make it worth your while for it. As he kind of turns, walks away, he says, you know, all the other info you need is in there. Yes, there's a date and a time. Make your way to the White House. That'll get you in the front door. The rest one's up to you.
He walks away, and I turn to look at the crowd again, and I see Dave. The crowd has gone at this point. I've spent too much time not talking. Left behind is a box once full of, my bottles of quote potions, and now is just full of whatever dimes and quarters I was able to make off of this batch of sales, and some money just scattered around, getting kicked everywhere. And as the man leaves, I clean up quick.
I imagine it's one of those, you're looking at what previously would have been an amazing haul, and now you're sort of realizing, like, I've just gotten a personal summons from the president. There's money. There's real money to be made.
There's bigger fish to fry now.
As I imagine the little cutscene, like you said, of just all the empty bottles littered on the ground, suddenly just as they just sort of vanish in like a little puff of dust, and Box appears back in the car. You, in like a little blur, appear in the driver's seat of your car as the entire thing is packed up, or of your cart as the entire thing is packed up.
Go on, AJ. Let's ride.
As boom, camera flies up into the sky, soaring over the hills, past the, down way south, past all of the desert and the heartland, past the tumbleweeds. Things start to get a little greener, a little wetter, as we come down in the middle of the bayou in Louisiana. And we see a little rowboat, a little canoe, just paddling its way through. And we see two. I'm going to get a put on. They'll either someone will tell you don't have fantasy grounds, so. Oh no, that's never mind. Yeah, you do know how to do that. So there you go. So you see one person, little adolescent, I'll say maybe 13 to 12 years old, young black kid, overalls, loose fitting cotton shirt, leaning halfway out of the boat with a little sharpened stick, frog gigging. He's trying to capture frogs and stick them in net, not having much luck, as another figure behind him keeps rocking the boat by accident, fiddling with something in their hands, as he kind of turns around like, would you put that damn thing down? As it ain't gonna catch nothing out here. You keep rocking the boat, messing with that old banjo you have. As his little brother appears to be kind of struggling to restring a really beat up old banjo, as they pull the boat over to the side. And it's like, what you think? As he laughs, like, you think the gators out here are gonna be complaining about a little music? I said, we gotta do something to pass the time out here. Certainly not gonna be eating with the way that you're catching. As the two of them get into like a little shoving match over like this, little two brothers out here just looking for some dinner to spend the day. As off the side, we see well now, what do we have here? As they sort of go very still, as you see a couple other guys making their way through the swamp, each of which carrying a rifle on their back. All three of them sunburnt, again, jeans, low slung, no shirt on, with suspenders still over his shoulders. Another one where big guy, maybe 6'3", big heavy gut, power behind him. Again, carrying a shotgun and dragging a boar carcass behind him. Two white men come out of the swamp. And he's just like, Billy, look at what we found here. He's like, look to me like you two wandered a bit far from home, ain't you? I was like, maybe you need a little refresher on exactly where you're supposed to be out in these parts, as the two boys are kind of shaking, hands trembling in the boat, until the younger one with the banjo stops and just kind of moves his eyes over to the water and gets a small smirk on the side of his face. As, Kayla, what happens to these two men?
So the one that's closest to the water suddenly notices he's.
I was gonna say it's the big guy carrying the boar carcass.
Yeah. So for one, he didn't notice he's definitely standing next to a gator, which immediately snaps up the carcass and tries to like snatch it away from him.
jumps away as it bites out of his hand. As he pulls the shotgun and immediately just tries to unload into it.
While he's doing that, he steps back into a puddle, which then grabs onto his ankle and begins to quickly drag him into the water.
Fully blam face plants into the muck. Just like the other guy turns around. Really? I say, what the hell's going on with you? And they, get up. I say, get up. What the hell are you doing laying in the muck like that? I say, I can't. It's just being slipping backwards in the water. Say, something got a hold of me. I say, George, I think I got it. As he just sucked down immediately below the water into the marsh. As George, the skinnier guy with the suspenders, completely has looked away from the two boys, like cocks his rifle and is like looking around, like again thinking there must be like a bigger gator that has like grabbed him, and he's like aiming around looking for like what's going on.
While he's doing that, walking quietly out right behind him, a figure 6'5" in suspenders and a straw hat looks down at him and says, "You know, it's funny. I think you wandered out too far." And then as soon as the guy turns to look at him, slams a hand over his mouth and starts walking straight into the water with him as he tries to struggle. With the other hand, takes the rifle out, tosses that into the water far away.
The guy is like holding onto, trying to pull your hand away from his face, and he would have better luck trying to uproot a tree. His legs are like on the ground only as a technicality, as you are just ineffectually dragging him towards the water. The two boys behind you are whooping and hooting and hollering, just yelling like, "Yeah, get him, say, get him!" Like this is like the Undertaker's gong just showed up at WrestleMania. It's the Bayou Safe with the steel chair. As he attempting to like throw horribly ineffectual punches to your ribs that are just more insulting than painful. You know what I mean? As you just effortlessly can drag him towards the waterline.
And then, like, right before I put him under, I look at the two boys and kind of nod at them to, like, get going. Because, like, I'm not going to insult them by saying they shouldn't watch, but I don't want them to see this.
This is the one that had the frogs, has, like, dropped all his equipment, like a stick and net and everything, and starts paddling them away as the one that had the banjo manages to get it strung up and is just playing like a little folk tune that's in this community, that's known as like, it's not even like an official thing, it's just like a folk song that's been composed about you, as they're rowing away, just like they just met a local celebrity. Like it's somewhere between meeting a local celebrity and like having a personal encounter with an angel. As they're just rowing away into the swamp, kind of excitedly gossiping about like, it's like, hey, even it's like, I can't believe we flew so he even bigger than, it's like he even bigger than Daddy said. It's like, and it's like, you know, that's like at least 3. It's like, how big was he? Must have been 7, 8 feet tall. No, he was at least 10.
And then when they get far enough away, as far as I'm concerned, I look back down at the man in my grasp. And as the water and the marsh algae and the plants kind of like coalesce onto me, my form changes and I grow like at least another foot taller. And I look at him with like pinprick gold eyes glaring out at him from like just swamp thing, basically. And like in a burbling voice, I tell him, "You shouldn't have come here."
I will say you have only drug him up to his knees into the muck, and I do mention that because I need you to understand that it is not swamp water that is currently coalescing on his crotch. This man is fully wet himself in fear.
That's fine. So I tell him, "You shouldn't have come here, but that's fine. This is going to be your resting place. So good as place as any." and then I shove him under the water and hold him under.
Just fades into that quiet good night as the gators and the boars and everything, the swamp life starts kind of slowly coalescing around you in a way that would be threatening to anyone else. But in your domain, it's like the friendly pup coming to the dinner table to ask, like, now that you're done, can we get scraps?
Yeah. As soon as once the man stops moving, I let him go, let him drift, and I tell the swamp puppies to go out.
Just walks back off to your abode. What's your living situation like? Do you have a house? Do you just live out in the swamp? Are you like known as a person in the community? What's your city life, if you have one?
Let's see, considering like how good of like a swimmer I am, I think I live far enough away that it would be hard for other people to get to me, but easy for me to get other places by taking the waterways. And I live in like just a small house, big enough for me. Um, just like tucked away in the bayou.
Okay, so there's a shack in the middle of nowhere.
Pretty well, I'd say it's probably like on the edge of what's left of my old hometown. Like the rest of
Okay.
it's ghost town, falling apart and everything. Only thing maintained is really my house.
It's every once in a while. What do you call it? It's just every once in a while you'll see like the little tip of what was once a store or something that's just half floated in the swamp, just kind of still poking through as this house is the one structure still more or less standing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as just under the water pops up on the porch. You do see several calling them a boat is generous, a piece of wood rigged up to float. On them, baskets of, you see, salted pork, bottle of whiskey, a couple cigars, a new shirt, things of whatever value the community can provide that they have written, those of them that can write or have gotten their kids to write thank you notes and prayers. The ones that think of you as something higher, it reads more like a prayer to a saint or an angel. Some of them, don't believe in all that, but they know that whoever you are, you're here to help, and that's good enough for us. And so it's more of just like whoever you are, keep doing what you're doing, like, just a message to a good friend kind of thing. But they basically, as a local custom, they just put it off in the water, and when the moon is high and the swamp gas is flowing up, and you can hear the the crickets and the cicadas in the distance, they just float it off into the swamp, and they know it'll get where it needs to go, and it always does. As you have your various boons that have been sent, like I said, it's a new white cotton shirt, new pair of boots. They rarely ever fit. Bottles of whiskey that are often appreciated, things like that. And then you see sitting on your porch, smoking a cigar, is the man I posted before. Tall, not as tall as you, obviously, standing maybe about 6 foot, 6'1", wearing all black. Has his jacket off and just his suspenders because of the humidity. Smoking a cigar as he sees you and just, well, he goes, I was starting to wonder if I'd actually found the right place. I thought the last guy was a hard man to find.
I narrow my eyes at him, seeing him smoking a cigar, and ask him, "Is that one of mine?"
Oh, no, don't worry. I brought this from home.
Right.
I brought this one from home. And as he kind of reaches into his coat pocket, does pull a spare one along with a flask and a lighter or a book of matches. It tells you, or a book of matches and his U.S. Marshal's badge. Tells you, and I also brought a little proposition. If you're, he's assuming that you're welcome to hear it.
I walk up to him. I'll take the paper, but just kind of nod for him to put the rest of the stuff with everything else. And I open it, and now when you said that, like, for those who know how to write to send me messages,
Mhm.
like that suits me just fine because I feel like I'm on that same reading level as them. So this here, I imagine, is much harder for me to read.
Great. I do think he gives you enough of a second to like doesn't necessarily want to assume one way or the other, but it is 1868 in Louisiana. So he gives you he then also after a second kind of starts chiming in just in case.
Uh-huh.
Uh it's a similar spiel of just the president is the president's looking for some people or he's rounding up a posse. People with a unique disposition. They got problems brewing down south. He seems to think he might be one of the men for the job. I say,
I kind of chuckle when he says unique.
and he ain't concerned about the how or the why or even the what of it. If he ain't concerned, I don't really see a reason to get myself too much more involved either. All I do know is you seem to be the kind of person who likes to help yours. Respect that. He goes, all I can tell you is this. He goes, I can't tell you all the details, what's going on, or why we need you. I can tell you it involves a lot of people that want to make life a lot worse for people like you and yours who live around here.
You say you need my help. I'll hear it out.
No, he goes, there's a date, time in there. Make your way to the White House. That'll get you in the front. And he's like, that'll get you in the door.
All right.
As he just takes one last puff of the cigar, kind of puts it out in the bottom of his boot, flicks the butt off in the distance. Some gator hops out of the swamp and just happily out of midair. As he gets in the boat and just starts rowing himself back across the swamp.
Okay.
And you see her. Why can't none of these? He goes, why couldn't none of these motherfuckers have an apartment in Diamond City or something?
As I watch him go and I notice like the different crocs and stuff start like floating closer to him, I just give like a little hand gesture, like waving them away. And they just like submerge and go their own way.
Just essentially gives him the pass.
Yeah.
Like, this one gets to walk out of here. There's not many that get to walk up to your doorstep and walk away.
That's true.
I do just want to note for the record, because I don't know if the image of this particular figure was posted, but it looks like if John Henry ate Paul Bunyan.
Hold on. I will repost. 1 second. I have to scroll for it.
I
I didn't save it anywhere else. Did I save it somewhere else? That would be easier. I don't remember. Oh, gotta scroll for it. Found it. Okay.
Mhm.
There we go.
Oh, I thought you were going to post the one you sent me, where he looks like he's
No.
900 pounds.
No, I think I'm just gonna go with this one.
Fair enough. But yeah, so we boom, zoom back out. and we come down back onto the prairie, sweeping at the neck-breaking, absolutely insane speed of 40 miles per hour, following a passenger locomotive, as it pulls into and comes to a steaming halt at a local station. As the passengers aboard, men and women of wealth and luxury, or men and women of wealth and luxury, traveling across the country, awaiting their, perhaps some of them on a trip to the big cities, some of them stopping down south to, get their little taste of the country and, head out prospecting, perhaps, as the steam pouring off at the bottom of the locomotive swirls and coalesces, instead of fading away or growing thinner, with it dispersing into the air, it seems to thicken and get heavier and weightier, like a liquid being poured out of a glass. And would the relevant person like to describe what comes out of that mist?
First, I just want to make sure my mic is working.
It is.
Okay, good. Okay, so sorry, I was having a loud house. Are we on the outside or the inside of the train?
It's wherever you. This is your intro, man. I'm just setting the stage. You tell me what happens now.
Okay, so I'm gonna have the camera zoom into the fog
Yeah, it zooms
as
into the fog on the exterior of the train.
as footsteps are heard walking down the passenger car. As the fog clears just slightly, you can see what the patrons on the car are seeing, just demons and dark creatures rushing past. As one man in a magician's hat and coat walks by, and he just looks at the first one. I promise I can protect you from all that's happening right now. I just need all of your valuables.
Great. It is a woman, big, Kentucky Derby hat and dress, clutching her purse, her head bowed in the seat. She does not move.
He's going to tap her a little bit and hold a bag out.
Her head bobs to the side and falls off of her shoulders, bounces off of her knee, and lands on the ground in front of you as you see the carved wooden mannequin head from the fronts of the shops. As you look around and you realize this entire train car is filled with mannequins.
His eyes widen a bit
Uh,
as he backs up, trying to make it to the door of the car, kind of putting together what's probably happening.
you see one of the passengers suddenly stand up, and has both of his hands up next to him. Or he has both of his hands up. You see, in one of them is a U.S. Marshal's badge. In the other one, a Colt Walker revolver, aimed at you, and just don't move
As-
now. And just
As
I don't
he
know-
stood up, he has also pulled out his revolver.
as he is, just hold up now. I ain't start the day fixing to want to use this. It's truthfully, half the stories we heard about you were true. And is now, is if half the stories I heard about you were true, then this wouldn't do much anyway. I'm
I
reckoning
can
to
promise you it wouldn't.
but I'm reckoning to believe I can at least make it just damn uncomfortable. But if the other half of the stories I heard are true, then then you're the kind of person who likes to talk. Am I right? So, on the count of three, we both put ours down. We can walk out. We can walk out of here. The same way we walked into it. All I'm here to do is deliver a message.
What message?
Yes, now that ain't how this works. Yes, like I said, On the count of three, I put my pistol away, and you're he kind of swallows a bit, betraying the slice amount of beers at your feet. Little shadowy gremlins, none of their forms clearly seen, sort of manifesting out of the mist. You see a little gremlin with small horns and clawed hands as it seems to grow out of the ground and like scamper along the tops of the seats, just barely flirting with the idea of coming into the light before dissipating into the smoke again. You hear a growling as a large black dog, almost wolf-like in appearance, kind of forms out of the mist, winding between your legs, and then disappears again before it can make itself. And goes, "I put mine down. You tell your little friends there to go back. Just go back where they came from, so we can talk." Yes. If you don't like what I have to say, or he goes, whether or not you like what I have to say, I'll give the word. That door behind you opens. And you can go where you need to.
And the magician will wave his hand as the smoke still stays, but the creatures seem to walk into the distance despite it being a small car.
Just walking impossibly, like seeing them shrink as they grow smaller and smaller, like you said, just betraying, as if the car is so filled with smoke, it appears as though the dimensions have actually expanded to be bigger on the inside than you previously thought. As he sort of lets the cult walker drop from his hand onto the seat in front of him. He puts it away, pulls out a letter, and he goes, "So here's a summons in the office of the president. I'm not sure what the hell you are, or what kind of sorcery, parlor tricks, black fucking magic. Yes, black fucking magic you are."
He smiles a bit as he hears him speaking, although I guess it's covered by the mask.
I think you can
Beady eyed.
see almost it's the shifting just enough over to your face to portray like the slight amount of shine of your teeth and like glint of your eye, although you're never really getting a full picture of it. And he goes, "Whatever you are, the president seems to believe that you're still an American under all that. This country needs your help." As he throws the letter like a frisbee so it lands at your feet, doesn't want to get too close to you. He says, he's willing to offer a pardon. He's willing to offer a pardon. Any crimes you committed. Now, I don't know if you've taken a look recently, but me and mine got a fairly large bounty on your head right now. And he goes, "We're willing to offer you enough money that you'll be able to leave the poor people, these poor people alone, and you can walk away, not live as a haunted man anymore." That sounds like a deal. Make your way to the White House.
So let me just get this straight. You and your government, you think that you can threaten me with a bounty and then try and get me the ghost of the rails to just walk up to where you guys happen to plan everything.
And he goes,
That
I think, he goes, "I don't know what you are. Spectre, spirit, some kind of madness that we all just fallen victim to. For one reason or another." He goes, "But he goes, do you know what I think you are? I think you're a man. I think for some reason or another, you want the same thing as everyone else." And he goes, "You ain't robbing trains." He goes, "You ain't robbing trains and stagecoaches just for the love of the game. You're looking for money." He goes, "So we're going," he goes, "now we're threatening you with a bounty whether or not you like it." And he goes, "Them's just the rules." He says that was going to be the case regardless of what happens here today. What I'm offering you a chance to make all that disappear, and in the process, earn enough that you don't gotta be bothering these poor people anymore. Whatever it is you're spending that cash on, whatever it is you're spending that cash on, and that ain't none of my business.
The man in the hat nods. We'll see what happens.
So he sort of puts his hand through the mist, kind of feeling for whether or not a window is there. He does feel the glass. It just kind of gives like a bang, bang, bangs on the side of the thing as the door flies open behind you, letting a bunch of the mist out. As several of the mannequins just kind of fall over as he goes, we thought you might appreciate the theatricality, if not the deception of it. Like I said,
Intriguing.
So far, we ain't got no reports of you killing folks. So I'm willing to put my better instincts to the side. Believe that somewhere under all of that is a decent human being. Or, well, fuck if I know what. Just gonna-
As he says that, he takes off his hat and bows and starts backing up out of the cart.
Great. Several marshals on the outside are waiting for you to back up just to get a clear look at what's going on as the fog all of a sudden dissipates. Seeing Marshal, I think I named him, his last name was Duke, wasn't it? I picked his name as I said it. Standing in an empty train car. Never any evidence that you were even there at all. Just takes off his hat, wipes his sweat off his brows, he picks up, checks his gun to make sure it's still working. He just, all right, come on. Let's get all this cleaned up and ride out. We're burning daylight, and let's just hope the last one ain't. Let's just hope the last one we got to go collect ain't as weird as these. Daniel, where are you right now?
There are two options for where you can start me, because I did send you
Okay.
while we were talking now, or while you were doing that, some other background characters that I realized I never sent you but might be relevant.
Okay. So
Look at your
but you
Facebook
are
DMs.
but you are at that location, correct?
I'm either there or in jail for the thing that we talked about. Whichever you
man.
feel is more interesting to start me at.
You know what? You know what? Let's just do a little cheeky hybrid. We swoop down the sun setting below the horizon as you hear the trumpets and the drums, the loud, boisterous noises, carnival barkers going in the street, shouting that, like, come see them all, be amazed. As it comes to them all, be amazed. Is sights and sounds and wonders hitherto unknown by mortal eyes. That which must be seen to be believed. A man in a large top hat and a striped red and blue coat, big handlebar mustache and little swirly goatee at the bottom, shouting that, like, the marvels and monsters that must be seen to be believed. No, madam, you must simply not. As he withdraws the tickets away from a woman who was just walking in the vicinity, draws them back, like, madam, I'm sorry, you must simply not. But for the things that I have to show you are not fit for the delicate eyes of mortal women. And he goes, it would surely send you into hysterical feet, as even I myself, J.T. Buxom, can barely believe the things that I have encountered from traveling the world, things such as these. As he's saying about, like, the world's strongest man, the great beast tamers. Yes, and as I say before, he goes, yes, and as I do not deceive you, and he goes, my hall of marvels and monsters, human curiosities so strange and otherworldly, they simply must be seen to be believed. As he sweeps open the tent as there are children kind of wandering throughout the back of the wandering throughout the back of the circus. This is sort of it's made of a tent, like of supported tent areas, but there are several places throughout that are like solid areas, as like a little booth almost set up, right? As we see in one of them, is a little shooting gallery. As you see a man in a big duster coat, kind of leaning against the wall of one of them, hat low on his eyes, chewing on a little piece of wheat. As a kid walks up and puts a quarter on the table and pulls a lever, as you see little springs like as 6 wooden targets unfold from the wall. As the man in the coat whips to the side, pulling 2 revolvers, bang, bang, as fires off a shot from each. The targets hit right in the middle and fly back to the walls. The kid just goes, "Well, that ain't very unbelievable." He goes, "As that ain't unbelievable. Even my pa," and he goes, "My pa even showed me how to shoot down targets." As the coat fully drops to the ground, revealing underneath that the man has 4 other arms growing out of his rib cage, each holding a revolver, and ding, 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 and fires and shoots all the targets down. And then in quick succession, spins the revolvers, putting them away, and then with the middle left arm takes the hay out of his mouth, and with the upper right arm tips his hat. Several people scream and run away. The kid is like, like utterly amazed as JT Buxton is shouting like, "The fastest hands in the West, though that may be according to the law of averages more than skill." And he goes, "Yes, it is he's the legendary 6-shooter." As we cut to another area, again, little target set up. You see a man sitting in there, older Mexican American looking gentleman, big little spiky beard, a little goatee that has been gelled into a spike, along with his hair, which has been cut short. He is wearing a full like green waistcoat, green bolo tie, with a green shirt and green pants, with his sleeves rolled up, and you see into his skin small apertures, or I don't want to say orifice because it's gonna make it sound gross, but orifices that are protruding with little spikes out of them, as he puts his thumbs in his mouth and as once again the little targets in front of him that have been popped up, as they fire out and stick and just pepper the walls, as they say, "And recoil in fear at the legendary." As he also, by the way, I'm actually gonna change it real quick. He has like the stripy Old West prison uniform, but it's been dyed green, and he does have bars on the front of the cage. As they say, "Yes, recoil in fear at the famous outlaw captured from the," it's like, "that we have brought here on special parole from a prison down in the exotic jungles of Mexico, Cactus Man."
I will say one little bit that I thought would be funny for the end of his performance. He does have a taxidermied eagle and snake that he puts on himself.
Yes, he does put those on himself, and then does stand with like both arms up at 90-degree angles, and one slightly higher than the other. As they say that now the legends say from down there, and they say that now the legends say that and so he was born when his father had a bit too much of the tequila, or they had a bit too much of the tequila and wandered out into the desert, mistaking as a poor flowering cactus for the sultry arms of a woman. And he's telling the story about basically a guy who drank too much tequila, fucked a cactus, and Cactus Man was born. As all the kids are like giggling at like the taboo humor, there's women who are like disgusted but somewhat fascinated looking at him, and the guy just like in the cell, doing his cactus thing, and then through his teeth, just like kind of leans him next to him, like, "Can you believe they actually? Can you believe they actually pay money to hear this shit?" As Daniel, in the last cell, what does your performance look like?
I probably have like
As you're the main event, by the way, as he's like, "And now," it's like, "Feast your eyes." It's like those of you of delicate disposition, I recommend you leave now, as this last specimen is like recovered, as he's stowed away in a shipping container fresh from the Orient. It's like in the Far East. It's like, may I present you the horrifying, the man, or it's like the monster among men, Frills. And what do you? What's your debut look like?
I probably have like a little acrobat set up in my little cage thing because I have a really high like coordination.
Okay.
So I imagine I do like wall climbing and like with my tail and like extendo tongue, like jump through hoops and stuff.
I think it's you like run up the wall and then backflip through a little hoop that you barely clear through, and then on your way through, grabs it with your tail so that everyone thinks like, "Oh, he's gonna make it," and then just hangs and is like hanging from the back of it. The little kids have also been given little bits of. They've been given little peanuts. I'm gonna say that they are invited to throw at you because you will snatch them out of the air with your tongue. It's up to you whether or not you actually enjoy eating them or not, but you have been ordered to try and eat all of them.
I do like a little while I'm upside down on the ring hanging from my tail, I like flip my frills out and give like a little upside down bow as I'm now like blep, blep, eating all these peanuts that are thrown at me.
Great. It's they make their way out. You just mouth and stomach full of nuts. Finally allowed to descend down from your little acrobat perch. As I imagine, just goes over a little bucket and just as just suck. Shell's still on, by the way. All these peanuts just like lets these go of like as you see like a all right, coast is clear, everyone. As Cactus Man walks out immediately with a rag, just like rubbing the green makeup that he has to put on his face off. Just like hate putting this crap on. I just hate putting this crap on. Hey, he goes, Buxom. I thought I told you to stop telling everyone that bullshit story about the cactus. And he's like, it draws money, my friend. And he said, draws money, my friend. They certainly don't come for your looks and delight. Or he said, they certainly don't come for your delightful personality and stunning masculine physique. As he fucking throws the little stuffed eagle at him, like cursing as he's just like, get this shit off me. Again,
It's not that bad. Don't let Buxom get to you.
And he goes, I hate this shit, man. And he goes, why do I get to? He goes, why do I have to be the freak show when Six Arms over there actually gets to? Or he goes, Six Arms over there gets to do the marksman performance, even though he's like shouting, even though we all know those targets of his are rigged to go down, whether or not he hits them.
The idea of Six Arms shrugging, but like 6 times.
It's a full like shrugs. Don't hate the player, hate the game, man. Just cursing and the curse. Like grumbling to himself, like I need a fucking drink. As there's like, and he goes, hey, look out, Cactus Man's looking for a drink. Everyone, he's like, everyone, hide the shrubbery. As he fucking runs it in, like 2 coworkers, like they do this like almost every night, is getting to some sort of shoving match. This is just what your workday looks like.
Man. This sucks.
Hey, man. Yeah, this does suck, doesn't it? As you see a woman comes up to you, she's like, pats you on the back, just like, think you feeling all right? I know sometimes eating all those peanuts gets your stomach all upset. As you see,
the first couple are fine, but there's just so many peanuts.
it's a woman on the smaller side. She's climbing down from the stilts that she has to wear, unclasping the very tacky-looking fake wings from her back. As you see Tilly the Dragon Lady, who she is the pyromancer performance, where she does like the burning rings. She actually is in the main show, like out in the regular tent. So she doesn't get like, but she does like is considered part of the freak show. She just
Yeah.
kind of like says, like, "Here, I picked this up last time we. It's like last time we stopped near town. She was like, picked this up from the pharmacist, and it's just like little, like little bottle of like ginger beer. It's supposed to help with your stomach.
Thanks so much, Tilly. I needed this. Anyway, how'd your performance go?
Oh,
Probably a
same
lot.
She rolls her eyes and goes, "Same as normal." And she goes, kids love it, obviously. As I forgot whether or not I mentioned it. Tilly is a maybe in her like early 20s, young black woman. Hair cut short so that she can fit the large like horned headdress that they make her wear. And she shrugs. She goes about like lighting a candle in the back so she can take the makeup off. She takes the candle, sort of like blows a little flame onto it. She puts it back and she goes, "Same as normal." And she goes, "A lot of cheers, a lot of jeers." She shrugs. She goes, "Long as they pay full price for the ticket, I don't really care what they say."
Yeah.
I just feel bad for you, man. It's like for you, man, back here. And she goes, "Imagine you get it. Imagine somehow you actually get it worse than me."
I don't know about that.
At least there's some people in the audience. And she goes, "At least there's some people out in the audience that are willing to treat me as people, even though it's like we're getting down a little too far south for my liking." But she shrugs, like, once again, as long as they stay up there.
Don't worry. We're as much as it I don't know, this life is can be a little degrading. It's the safest place for people like us. You know?
She smiles like a little sadly because she kind of knows you're right. By the way, describe what Frills actually looks like to the audience.
Um Imagine the frilled lizard from the movie Holes, but like as a guy.
So Rango.
No, because Rango's green. I'm like brown
Hmm.
with like yellow and orange sort of accents.
Fair. I do
Yeah.
think she affectionately refers to as Frilly, by the way.
Yeah. I think I haven't said this to the audience. Official name, I think William Thatcher is what I went with. They did in the circus change it to Frillium from William. But that's where I get frills from. But like I think she might be the only like she'll call me like frilly like what's it called? Like affectionately. If I'm in trouble, it's William.
Yeah.
But she's the only one who still calls me that.
It is the what do you call it? It is the affectionate because her name is Tilly. So she thought it would be nice if you had something in common, so it's Frilly and Tilly. The circus master doesn't really like when the others refer to you as William because he's worried that they'll slip up and call you that in front of the guests and kill the magic.
True. We gotta stick with the kayfabe.
Gotta keep kayfabe, man.
But one of these days, I just wish I could perform as not like a lizard. I can play piano. Like I have so much more to offer than just being a lizard. You know, I'm like a three-dimensional person.
It's really damn it. Right, she kind of rubs you on the back and she's like, "One day you'll get out there." And she goes, "Just keep going." And she said, "Just try to keep at it for now. Like you said, it's better than some of the alternatives, and yeah, it pays the bills." Well, she kind of shrugs like somewhat.
At least housing's taken care of.
I mean, just kind of shrugs as you guys go about your evening. Cactus Man, whose name is Jorge, real again, full guy. Six Arm is Billy. As they're just like, which by the way, there was like when you were brought in and your name was William, there was a brief like, okay, one of us is gonna have to change, and then the ringmaster was just like, "You're Six Arms and you're Frillium," and it's like, okay, well, one of us could have still been Bill. I'm just fucking saying. We didn't both have to. You know what? Fuck it. Forget it. Forget it. Ain't important. As you're out back, you know, got a little bonfire going, heating up some beans, I imagine, because this is cowboy times, and that's what you do is just heating up some beans.
Yeah.
As you do hear off behind the tent a little bit of a scuffle going. And you hear a telltale, like, little short, like high-pitched scream, just kind of cut short. And then like some kind of like, what do you call it? It just, you hear like this, like a little bit of a scream and the sounds of a scuffle going on.
I am going to immediately abandon my beans and run over.
Great. You see there are 7 men there. Several of which are in fact wearing attire that I guess I have to just describe it because this is what they're wearing. Long white robes and a pointy conical mask, one of which has it pulled up to reveal his face, as he kind of has, you see, or he has it pulled up and has dropped the mask on the ground, as it is quietly just smoldering on fire, as he is holding your friend Tilly, like her face in the dirt, smothered away from him, as the other guys are, it's taking 3 of them to hold back Six Arms, who does appear to have 2 of his arms dislocated at the shoulder. Once again, they have gagged him as he's like shouting. And it's like, as they were saying, like, we'll teach you, showed you what happens when you freaks, think you just wander too close to the, too close to the people. It's like, freak show or not, you need to learn it. You need to learn your damn place. And this country ain't big enough for. As he looks over, like, holy shit! It's like, looks like King Freak himself came out to join us, and we didn't even have to pay a nickel for it.
You boys wouldn't happen to have tickets to this show, would you? If not, you're not allowed back here.
Great. They throw like Six Arms down as they're getting up. As he's just like, Bill, get. And he's like, William, get the fuck out of here!
No, this is. I can't run from this.
Great. As 3 of them do reach down, and they start just stalking towards you. They have all drawn a pistol from inside of their robe, and they are like kind of moving to surround you.
In this game, it's what's it called? Prowess is what you use to fight, not strength
prowess is your physical. Well, prowess is your physical combat. Strength is just your raw brute strength.
All right, good. Because my prowess is my like second highest thing.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm going to attempt to fight off these men. And for sake of time, I don't think we should actually do like a full combat.
No, I wasn't even gonna ask you to roll. I was just gonna ask you to like just describe what happens.
It is the most action movie of action movies where I like one of them goes to like tackle me and I like use my sticky tongue to like grab his foot and flip him up in the air while the other guy is going to like raise his gun from behind me and I whip it out of his hand with my tail while I'm spitting acid in the face of one of the guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I just go full monster movie on them.
Just full monster movie. Ending with eventually when the town sheriff shows up. All he's seeing is that he doesn't see, hey, there was an innocent woman being attacked, and then these men tried to come out to defend apprehend her, what they see is this horrible freak from his freak show did his freaky shit and mortally wounded or killed a couple of good old boys from in town as you are swiftly beaten within an inch of your life and dragged off and thrown in a jail cell for several days. You do hear at some point in the intervening time, your fearless leader, JT Buxom, shouting at the top of his lungs from the thing as you maybe have that brief thought like, boss is going to help me out here. He's going to protect me. He's always been there. He's going to, as you do hear him, like, what do you call it? Comes back, he sees you and he goes, boy, he goes, you have really stepped in it this time.
They needed help. I couldn't
Waves it off.
I couldn't abandon them.
He waves it off and he goes, no, you did the right thing. He goes, you did the right thing. His full like transatlantic accent slipping away. From the like, I demand you release the don't worry about it. And he goes, look, you did the right thing. He goes, replacing all three of you, that would have been trouble right there. But and he goes, you really looked out for the business. So I'm leaving you here.
What?
Yeah, no. They're not going to let you go. You're getting hung. So not much to do about that. You're a murderer. So, but don't worry. And he goes, I have been fully compensated for your corpse, so we ain't gonna lose it. We're gonna lose any ticket prices over you. And he goes, after they hang you, I will be back because they've agreed to let me come back and have you taxidermy afterwards. So hey, look at it this way: we still get to be a part of the show. I would kind of say that this is you want me to tell anything to your loved ones, but well, kind of gestures to himself as if to say like, I'm your only loved one. And it's like, so yeah, well, sorry about the way this all shook out. I would have really preferred to have you in the show. But because I've been looking to open up a taxidermy hall for a while now, and at the very least, we're gonna save a fortune on those peanuts. I think it's just you staring at him with like I just genuinely, because I think part of you did believe this guy at least liked you.
Yeah.
Like you've known him for like 10 years now.
Yeah, I'm like wordlessly like not fully wordlessly, but just like stammering of like I don't know what to say, and it's
He's very dispassionately talking about how like you did him a really big favor because you protected two of his other freaks, and losing all three of you, like Tilly's the moneymaker. Like she's in the main show, so like losing her, whew, that would have cost me. But you did the right thing on that one. But you are a murderer. You did kill 5 humans, and that's bad. You can't be doing that. So I'll be back in a couple days. We're going next county over. Show must go on. Am I right? He does ask, you do have some stuff in the circus, says it's like a little shaving mirror, some pictures, whatever like worldly possessions you have. He does ask out of a courtesy whether or not you want Cactus Man or Six Arms to get your stuff.
Cactus Man, we were closer.
He nods. Says, that's fair. He does also, again, as a courtesy, because you did help him out, and he doesn't forget that. Never let anyone say I don't help out my people. He passes you through the bars a little small bottle of whiskey and a cigarette with a matchbook.
I don't
As
smoke.
And he goes, "What? You worry about your health?"
I still take the whiskey.
Yeah. He goes, "It was nice." He goes, "For the record, it was nice knowing you, Frillium. He goes, there was some. He goes, I suppose, in a way, you were like the horribly. He goes, you were like the, you know, horrifying freak mutant son that I never had."
Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, just pats you on the shoulder and then just walks away. That's just the last thing he says to you. Hey guys, despite the banger soundtrack, P.T. Barnum was not a good man. He killed a whale. And this guy just leaves.
This is the greatest show.
As yeah, you're just left to sit here. You're getting hung tomorrow. Oh, you know what? His one regret. If I could take it all back, is that the marshals did tell him he is not allowed to sell tickets to your execution. Could have made a killing. But
Well,
hey, business, right?
poor choice of words.
No, you know what? He just goes, could have made a kill. Ah! Ah!
I very
is, yeah.
sadly curl
Mhm.
up into the one spot on the floor where like the sun is coming through the like barred window,
Mhm.
and I just like sit in the sunlight, basking while I wait.
Yeah, just enjoy it while you got it, I guess, right? As eventually you hear someone else talking from outside, like, you want to see that one? Sure. As you know, door comes open, you hear heavy footsteps coming down the hall. As you see on a meta level what is now a familiar face of U.S. Marshal Emmett Duke, as I assume his name is. Come down and say,
It was
Neil.
Weston.
Emmett Weston. I'm sorry. As he comes down and just squats in front of your cell. This boy, oh boy. Yes. Did I? Yes. Did I? Yes. Pick a strange choice of occupation. I'm going to assume you can speak English.
Why wouldn't I be able to speak English?
You'd be surprised. As well. Yes, that does make this next part a little simpler. I'm gonna cut
Are
to
you
the
here
chase,
to
son.
you here to give me my last meal, or some sort of priest to, I don't know.
Well, I think we're both a far bit away from that. No, I'm here to ask you if you want to get out of here.
What's the catch?
He smirks. He goes, "You catch on quick." And he goes, "You've established you can speak and that you can back talk." So he pulls out an envelope. How's your reading?
Yes, I can read.
How do you feel about? He goes, "How do you feel about the chance to serve your country and and do something useful with your life for a change?"
I'm listening.
President is putting together. He's putting together. It's called a posse. There's people with unique disposition that can do some good against people with a similar disposition who will do a whole lot of bad.
These unique people, are they like me?
I don't think I think it's a real short list of people who are like you, but they're closer to you than me. Let's just say that.
I give a smile. When do we
Yes.
start?
Great. He kind of whistles and he goes, and he says, "Hey, this one coming with me." Yes. Hey, you got a name?
You can call me Frills.
Great. As he actually agrees to, because he does not love your chances of being able to make your way to Virginia by yourself, he loads you into a cart, and is bringing you with. In the back of his, it's not a glamorous ride by any means, sort of by necessity. It's realistically a covered, like, it's an open cart with a tarp over the top. Inside, he has procured for you, like, basically a pile of blankets that you can sleep on, and he gives you his word that they'll stop every night to camp. So remote that you can get out and stretch your legs, but by daylight when we're on the main roads, you gotta keep your head down.
I appreciate it.
Uh,
Did he give me his name?
he did, yes.
Or at least a rank that I'd call him?
U.S. Marshal Emmett Weston.
All right. I'd probably refer to him as Marshall then.
Fair
Thanks,
enough.
Marshall.
He goes, "Well, don't thank me yet. You haven't heard the offer." As you are loaded into the cart and head off, as we zip all the way to now, actually on the throughout the streets of a quaint little city. I did not look up what cities would be around in Virginia at this time, but actual paved roads, gas lanterns adorning the streets, civilization at last. As we go into a little cafe on the side of the road where we see what appears to be a woman of some means enjoying a coffee and a meal, uh, like on her veranda. As Paige, would you like to describe your character? Assuming you're still here.
I'm seeing a picture of her in the North Star. And like the fit that she kind of wears, she seems to be very put together. She's just kind of sipping her tea, enjoying her day. She has a little book. She's well
Very
read.
classical.
She's very, beautiful, kind of like well put together.
Mm-hmm. As we do see the lovely Miss Clara Fairchild, recent in the past couple of years, transplant to the city. You do have a letter that has been addressed to you that has arrived as you're going over it. It is a letter from your now estranged family back home on the family, what was formerly the family plantation. Now just the plot of land that they were allowed to keep as a part of the reconstruction negotiations. As they do have they have been alerted as to how to contact you, and they do infrequently send you mail. There's a my dearest Clara. It's like once again the dewy winter's morning, or is it the frosty winter's morning? And it said we hope that it finds you in good health as you as it wherever in this world you have found yourself, as me and your mother once again continue to sit destitute and humiliated in what was once the glorious house of your fathers and of our fathers and grandfathers. He is now reduced to this humiliation and destitution, seeing as how you saw fit to betray your own kin like some sort of godless harlot, and to the Yankee horde and to the Yankee armies and their horde of word that I will not say in this letter, because despite the fact that this is written in 1868 and these are Confederate plantation owners, I'm not going to say what they write, but you all know what they write.
Hmm.
And they go, I know not what kind of a person would be willing to betray the very land of their birth, all for some pitiful ideals, as a fanciful, fanciful mysteries. Perhaps it was my fault for not having a stern enough hand with you, or for allowing you to, gallivant off to the city, to read all those fancy books that I once thought harmless delights of fancy. Regardless, should you see fit to spare us from this hellish fate that you have consigned your own family to, as he writes a lot about, like, what kind of a horrible person would betray their own, place of birth and become some sort of horrible rebel over like these, pitiful ideals, trying to, hold onto a fantasy. Once again, these are Confederates, so like no self-awareness. A lot of talk about like rebellion and like going against your own family, as you're just kind of reading it, rubbing your forehead of like, it's basically a letter of like, we're broke, give us money. Or like, give us money because you did this to us, and so it's your fault. This is basically a letter you get once every 3 months for them just to kind of bitch and moan at you and like bemoan the fate that you have consigned them to. As Clara Fairchild was, would you like to describe what your role in this was? How you went from the daughter of a wealthy plantation owner to kind of a shut-in, honestly, at this point since the war.
During the war, essentially, Clara would have found her way to like the Union through means of letters and stuff like that, giving them information under the guise of like, hey, I don't really like what they're doing, and I don't think this is great for anybody that I truly care for, which was essentially her family's slaves.
Mhm.
And like, so she quote unquote turned against her family and started to spy for the Union, giving them information quite constantly.
As we also see, sitting in there, you're looking over out into the street, someone engrossed in going through their garment bag of the latest fashions that they've imported, sort of going through, almost not looking, as you see them on a collision course to walk into the path of an oncoming cart.
She kind of just sighs and like raises her hand and has just the wind essentially stop them like in their like push them back away from it.
Gust of wind suddenly just impacts them in the front as they stumble back a bit just in time for the cart to just tumble on through. Them having a look of like, oh, like not realizing how close they came to a much worse afternoon.
Yeah.
As this is pretty much the most you've been allowed to do. You've not really, since the end of the war, you were given a personal commendation from the president. Told basically, here is your house, like your apartment and stipend that you've been given as a reward for your service. And that was pretty much it for about 3 years.
Yeah. So she's been living the quiet life at the moment. She is considered a spinster. I would imagine the community as she just kind of lives on her own and just kind of doesn't really bother anyone. She's very kind to her neighbors. Like she obviously like gives them Christmas gifts and stuff like that, and is always very like kind to the kids in the streets and everybody she meets, and she's always smiling and stuff like that.
As you do get a little knock at the door as goes to answer it, and standing there, hat off, a man who you have not seen in 3 years, which is the person who formerly was your liaison, your contact to the White House, who everyone else here knows arguably as Marshall or Marshall Weston. I believe you probably just know as Emmett.
She would give the biggest fucking smile and almost immediately just like not pull him into the house, but like in the most gentle way possible, have a little gust of wind pull him into the house.
And he goes, "Looks like you've been doing too bad for yourself."
Never have, never will, darling. Always good to see a familiar face, though.
He goes, "Wish I could say this was just a social call, but
Never is with you.
he's. I don't suppose. Here's you. Now, I don't suppose you still find yourself of a patriotic disposition."
Just get me out of this house. And she just smiles like the cheeky little son of a bitch she is.
Yes, I believe it will, but there's a bit more. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a bit more hands-on than your previous one, the previous assignments. Just information gathering on this one.
I think I could handle it.
Good. Yes, come on. We're leaving now. And this is like it's a full like you have no like this is grab whatever you can fit in your hands. We gotta go.
Oh, she just smiles and like from under like a little like oh god, I can't the little tables, like the side tables, like right next to her door where she would put like her umbrella, her parasol, whatever she needs for the day. She just slips out a to go bag
She's had this bag locked and
for
loaded for 3
3
years.
years. Yeah.
And this is as your go down gets in the cart, and he goes, You're gonna be rendezvousing with me at the big house." He goes, "President Lincoln will tell you the rest of the details, but just gonna warn you ahead of time. He goes, some of the company that you're gonna be dealing with." He goes, "They can be. I just want to warn you ahead of time. You're gonna have your work cut out for you on this one."
Well, darling, I always got my work cut out for me. I don't think this is going to be any different from what I normally do on the day to day.
"You sure about that?" As he bangs on the seat behind him. Hey Frills, you're sitting in the back of the cart right now.
I peek my head up out of the the thing of blankets that he gave me to lay on. I have fully engulfed myself and like buried myself in basically, and I just kind of like pop my head out and like look back and forth like, oh, are we there? Oh, howdy, madam.
Well, hi. And she'll put out her hand like very, very prissy, like very, oh God, not like the regular way, not to shake hands, but for you to like kiss the hand kind of
to
thing.
do the back of the hand debutante thing.
Yes, absolutely.
I do take your hand and I press where my lips would be had I had them. To the back of your hand.
Oh, I like this one already. He knows what to do.
As the guy kind of shakes his head of like, I should have been a rancher, and then just carries off. As we cut to everyone at their various time, like around the same time, just kind of like arriving at the White House. what a crowd! Just sort of staggered by like a matter of minutes, but everyone is sort of making their way up. As you have like you're going in. Now, the instructions for all of you do say, like, basically head up to the back entrance or like the staff entrance, not go up the main lot. Do any of you arrive in a particularly special way, or is it just like walking up the front gate? As I know several of you do have like unique entrances that can be made.
I feel like I probably traveled by water to get here. So the nearest like riverway is where I emerge, and then I will walk to this location from there.
A cloud of fog just kind of rolls down the street as he walks towards the entrance he was told to go to. Covers him as he walks.
Yeah, it's just the banks of the
yeah.
Potomac rising up and coalescing, stepping out of the river, more like someone shrugging off a blanket from their shoulders, stepping out bone dry and easily just folding onto the street. The Bayou Saint has arrived, the fog coalescing and just bursting forth. Spirit of the railways. And then I imagined also just like the most out of place entrance of all, just because it is the one that people can actually see, just a trundling cart with a big hand painted sign on top saying like Dr. Clarkson's miracle tonics and elixirs.
Yeah. I was
Honestly,
gonna say,
the most out of place one of all of you, as you're all sort of arriving at the same time, just sort of looking at each other in that way of like, are you kind of here for the thing?
I assume we're all here for the same purpose.
I think so.
Well, I guess this group does supply is unique.
Say so. So, are we all here, or
For now, the only exceptions are Clara and Frills, who were brought already inside as you just show up to the back entrance.
So
and
Phantasma's just gonna look at the two of them. So what are your tricks?
Well, I guess the easiest one to say is, I've been known to drown a man on dry land from time to time.
I
Huh.
think my feet are as fast as my mouth is.
Wait, what was that?
I'd say my feet can move as fast as my mouth can. You know.
There's a slight demeanor shift in Phantasma as he backs up just a little bit. Got it.
What about you? That was a pretty fancy trick walking out of the mist.
Oh, yeah. I can just, call the demons a hell. Nothing too fancy.
And Nate takes a step back from that.
Yeah.
Now you say
This is gonna go bad.
Claire and I are already in the room, right?
She has been brought into the Oval Office. You are waiting in a little small waiting room off the side.
All right.
As all of you, I do like the idea of outside as you're being escorted up, every single one of you being like, well, thank God I'm the normal one. Like, it's straight up a warlock, whatever the hell's going on with the Bayou Saint, and just a con man. And it's every single one of you thinking that the other two are the weird one.
like the idea that when we see Clara, we all look at her and in our minds think, "Oh no, she's the normal one."
I mean that, or it's the most normal looking one, so that one's gotta be the weird one.
We'll find out.
As you are shown up in, you are all met outside the door. You are shown into a little waiting room off the side where you walk in. As a question, you were told, Frills, that the White House kitchen can make you something to eat if you're hungry. Did you request anything normal, or is this going to be like a bowl of bugs scenario?
No, I will eat an entire roast chicken. Like that's what I request, like a full roast chicken.
Uh-huh.
And by the time they walk in, if they're walking into the side room that I'm in, there is just fully just a chicken carcass on the floor.
Mhm.
As I descend from the ceiling like Spider-Man on his web, but from my tongue, just really slowly, kind of like down to them, flip down onto my feet and kind of like stand up. So are you the other freaks they hired?
Phantasmo immediately turns around and starts to walk out the door.
Wait, no, come back.
Yeah.
Oh no, did I blow it? Oh man, I blew it.
Oh man, I blew it. I love the fact that, by the way, you're wearing just like slacks and a shirt. Like you're not wearing a weird outfit. It's just the fact that you're a lizard. But other than that, you are distressingly normally dressed.
Well, I'm just a normal guy, just like everybody else.
Yeah, no, it's Phantasmo. Just you see this haunting wraith in the mist. You can't make out a lot of his body shape, but you see what you see have like throw his hands up in like a nope and just turn around to leave.
And they like just at seeing Frills, he just kind of tilts his head in a gesture because like he's used to all sorts of animals in the bayou. So this is just interesting because he's never met one that's actually talked before. But then when the guy who said he summons demons walks away, he just looks at him with a squint with his eyes squinted and just be like, "No, that don't make no kind of sense."
Didn't I see you on I saw you on a poster for the carnival at some point, didn't I?
Yeah, I used to perform in the circus until they I kind of like look off in the distance as my eyes get all like anime watery. We're not gonna talk about that.
Are we just
Oh,
all
the-
pretending that's not a talking crocodile?
I'm a human being, you son of a bitch.
Come on, man. It's
Just
1882.
laugh.
You can't be talking like that.
He looks around as if trying to find like the puppeteer or something.
Etne like stoops down to like one knee to extend a hand, or I guess like a couple fingers to shake Frills' hand.
Oh, I absolutely shake it back.
Nice to meet you, Etne Boudreaux.
You can call me Frills.
All right.
Ah, that's a fun name. Should get one of those.
But yeah, so I feel like you're all just sort of waiting there for a sec as a young man who I cannot post in the regular thing right now, but I will post in the Discord. You see, opens the door and comes in to greet all of you. This is the young man who you see.
Ooh.
Louis de Mondulac?
I don't know who that man is. That's clearly a
Dupree
different.
Dulac, that's his name.
No, it's Dupont.
Oh, whatever it is. I only saw the first 2 episodes.
That's a shame. You should also watch that series in addition to the others I've sent you.
Yes.
But yeah, you just see a young African American man in his like I think he's probably in his early 20s. Only notable feature about him, you do see one of his eyes is a shining, almost perfect sky blue. As he kind of looks around the room at all of you, just come on in. The president will see you now. as he just leaves the door open and walks into the main office, as Clara already seated on the couch in the Oval Office, you see this motley crew wander in.
I take my hat off. Seeing the lady sit there, I give her a nod.
Wonderful to see you again, madam.
Ah, you two
Yeah,
are
I'm glad
already
to be
acquainted then?
here.
The magician tips his hat from the fog, but isn't gonna say anything just yet.
Stan will like do a gentleman's bow and extend his hand to take yours and do the kiss on the hand thing. Charm.
She'll just smile. She's like, she'll turn to Emmett real quick.
I'm sorry. I love the idea that like all of us are ignoring the president because a hot woman is in the room.
No, he's not there. The
Not
president's
here.
the president's not there yet. This was just the young man who you met before, who I don't think Clara knows him. I think he's new since you've been here.
Yeah. Okay.
But he does like stand at the desk. You do see he's sort of like relaxed, but in that way that he's just always kind of looking around, checking for something.
My name is Clara, by the way. Y'all can call me Miss Clara or Miss Fairchild or Clara Fairchild. Just don't call me something stupid.
What like?
Well
where's
then.
Etne takes a step forward. I just say, Etne Boudreaux. Nice to meet you. He does not
The
extend a
Cajun?
hand out to her at all. What did you say?
Are you Cajun?
Yes.
Do you speak Creole or French?
Mostly Creole.
But you do understand French?
A bit.
She'll speak in French, with a smile on her face. Then we'll get along just fine.
He gives a little smile back.
Mm-hmm.
Nods.
If we were outside, I could point to the name on my card, but y'all can call me Stan Clarkson.
As the young
I
man,
should say is as long as we're all using like our real names and everything. My real name is William Thatcher, but I mean my friends called me Frills, and I don't know. I was kind of hoping we'd be friends.
Clara immediately is like hand over heart and going, "Darling, we are friends. We're all a
Are we
little weird
sure
in
this
our
is
own
real?
special way."
Are we all sure this is real? And he points to Frills.
are we all sure that thing is real?
Well,
I'm just
We're
gonna.
all hallucinating the same thing. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I'm as real as any American. You son of a.
The young man at the front desk says, "Oh, trust me, he's about as real as it gets."
From Oklahoma. Fuck you.
Just say, Oklahoma.
I'm a three-dimensional person with hopes and dreams.
He plays the piano. What the hell?
Oh, if he can.
I do want to say, if you want, you can say that you do know some Spanish from talking to Cactus Man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna come up, but I do love the idea, in addition to like playing the piano, that bilingualism, or at least like conversational in Spanish. Like, I'm conversational in Spanish on your list of three-dimensional traits. But
And,
you use.
I was just gonna, you may all call me Phantasma. That is the only name I have.
And I'm the
Phantasma it is.
I look down
I
at
have like a
Frills
real
and
ass
give him
government
like
name.
I look down at Frills and give him kind of a conciliatory look of like, trust me, I don't think you're the weird one here.
I just He's being so mean.
Yeah, as the young man by the front desk. Emmett is not here, by the way. The young man by the front desk, though.
Aw.
He does ask all of you. He goes, "If you would, I'd ask all of you to be on your feet for this next part." As he waits to see any of whom who did take the opportunity to sit down, he's just requesting that you do stand up. As you hear a door open to another side hallway off of the side of the Oval Office. As we will say a bit of a thing that would have been in the papers years ago for our viewing audience is a few of you may have picked up on the little timeline discrepancy is that this game is taking place in 1868, and yet I have repeatedly addressed the leader of the country as President Lincoln. That's because in this timeline, at the Ford Theater in 1865, John Wilkes Booth did indeed still make his way up to the executive box carrying a loaded handgun. However, this time, he was met right at the entrance by a young, formerly enslaved valet working as just an attendant valet at the Ford Theater, who happened to be in the right place at the right time to intervene. That is the young man who you see before you. He would have been briefly in the papers as he did intervene to stop the assassination of the president, which allowed him to galvanize support and win his second term. So this is taking place at the tail end of Abraham Lincoln's second term as president of the United States. As Apollo Freeman, the young man in front of you, gives the nod, the door opens, coming into the office, one hand on a silver-tipped cane, making his way in, towering above most of you in the room, standing at about, I believe he at this point was 6'5", rather frail and spindly in his old age, but he sort of has a presence that almost fills the room. You see President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. As I have posted a picture of what he looks like at this stage in his life.
I like the punished snake eye patch.
That is from the fact that as he turned around, Apollo was quick enough to deflect or push away the handgun as it was about to fire into the president, but unfortunately was just barely not quick enough. The muzzle flash still blinded President Lincoln as the muzzle flash went off in his face. Nonetheless, he did remain unscathed, and as I said, was allowed to galvanize support towards the end of the war. As he walks into the office and sort of nods to all of you and pats Apollo on the shoulder, he lowers himself down into his chair. He goes, "Thank you all for coming." As he is surprisingly weedy, almost frail sounding voice. He has a voice that's very high pitched and very weedy, but there's a sturdiness to it that every word carries with it a sort of intention. As I thank you all for making your way here. Join us. He goes, I shall cut right to the chase then. Each of you was contacted by my associates. Yes, because yes, not just for your unique abilities, for the rumors and legends that have carried upon the winds to my doorstep, but
is for the singular reason as well, is that this country is in need of extraordinary assistance. For what we face next is an extraordinary threat. As we stand, though you will not have heard of it, once again on the precipice of war. As you may have heard rumblings of, those, the rebels from the Confederacy, several pockets have not gone down without a fight. I've received troubling news. Of a new threat that may be emerging. And they carry with them individuals similar to yourselves that would seek to use their gifts, their God-given abilities, not for the betterment of our great nation, but to tear it asunder once again. And I have come not as the leader of that nation, not as a politician, not as a superior, but as a fellow American, to humbly beg that you might lend your assistance to help preserve the unity that so many of our brothers fought and died for, and that we should not see it ripped from our arms once again. Return. We are prepared is in return for helping to see our country stay whole. We're prepared to ensure that you as well are compensated thusly. As he reaches into his drawer, as he kind of looks at the four of you who stand before him. And I apologize, kids. Etienne.
Yeah.
He says, as he unfolds a letter.
Well,
He says,
Etienne.
What's it?
Etienne.
Etienne. He says,
Yeah.
Etienne. He is. He's Etienne Boudreau. And he says, I have here. He says, if the reports are to be believed, he says 25 counts of murder in the first degree. And he holds up a hand and says, I shall not judge by what motivated these. And he says, what I will say, and he says, I will not judge what motivated these, as I know that the scars of the war still bear heavy on the land you call your home. He says that he knows that the people in Louisiana, he says there are the holdouts there have been stronger than I would like, and our efforts to rebuild have been slower than most. The scars worn into those swamps, he was deeper and more raw than perhaps we have the ability to heal yet. And he says that he would offer you, on behalf of the White House, an official presidential pardon, just for any and all crimes. As you have, I imagine part of the reason living as remote as you do is the fact that there are, even though your real identity is not well known, your appearance is, and there are people looking for you the closer you get to actual civilization. He basically offers you an official presidential pardon and a letter where you would be able to walk down any street in this nation as a free man, as well as basically a blank favor from him for anything that you feel your community needs. Like we will like an offer to divert more funding, a blank check from the White House. He says, and a chance that he says that you have been. He says that if what his agents tell him to be true, and the rumors that have been brought to my doorstep, that you have fought so long and so hard to protect the people, or it is to protect the people of your land. I ask now that you take the chance to do it again. And he asks you if you would, or he asked you if you would, knowing what you're up against, that there are people with your, like, some may have abilities stronger than you. It says that you will journey deeper into the South. He says, or says, deeper into the South to fight against an unknown threat. Behind the line, or is behind what I must reluctantly know as enemy lines, is to protect what is left of this great nation. And he asks if you will accept. And he says, though this land has perhaps not been as kind to you as I would wish that it were.
Well, I ain't afraid of no man. So whether he got powers or not, it don't bother me none. I'm willing to help. And
He nods.
I appreciate your offer as well. The first one don't matter to me much, for my previously stated reason. But the second one, definitely. So, merci.
He nods. He says that this nation has not been as kind, or has not been as kind to you and yours as I would like. I thank you. And he says, again, not as your president, but as an American. And he goes, and I thank you that you would take a chance to believe that this nation, though scarred and fractured, and is not perfect, is that you would take the chance to help us become something better. As he turns, as he looks at Frills next, I think.
Yeah.
He tells you, I don't know. He says that in truth, he says, I cannot offer you as much as I would like. Why? Because I hesitate to say, even from, he says, what in God's mysteries he has brought one such as yourself to our doorstep. But I believe, he says, that as a child, he is that no matter what face you wear, you are a child of this soil. As he holds out a deed, and it is for basically a plot of land out in the heartland. It is essentially telling you, like, I know there's limited places you can go. Basically, this is a deed signed and stamped by my own hand. It's a plot of land. You can farm it, raise it, do with it what you will, and that you can bring you and yours out there and hopefully find the solitude and the peace that this nation has denied you for too long.
I know what I can do with it. I can find others like me and give them a safe place to stay.
He nods. He goes, I cannot promise that you will return from this. You understand that?
I've shaken off worse.
He nods. He says that, looks over at Mr. Clarkson. As he once again presents a note of or bill note from the Treasury, government bond, again licensed directly from the U.S. Mint. It is essentially a cash offer, as he says that you seem to be a singularly motivated man. He says, I'm not interested in, I said that he is, I can't promise you a return for this for president. I can promise you. Hell yeah. And he basically tells you, like, you are a singularly motivated man. He says, I am uninterested in your other enterprises, but I must know. And there's the stories that I've heard. And he says, are they, is there truth to them?
Stan, sort of just like very quietly, like pats his pocket to confirm that his flask is still there. There's a truth
It
to
is.
him, that's for sure. Yeah. There's a
He's-
truth to him, that's for sure. Yeah.
Then I would
I haven't
ask.
quite understood how it happened or why it only seems to work for me, but it does.
He looks over at Apollo and he reaches up him by the arm. He says, I have found in this life we can rarely afford, if ever, to question how or why certain blessings come upon us. Only that we must recognize them for the boons that they are and seek to take as good an advantage as we can. He says, will you take, he says that, he asks you, if you would undertake this risk to yourself willingly to hopefully avail yourself of the bounties that this a united nation can avail.
I do believe I will.
Nods.
Say no to a request from President himself.
As he nods, as he looks over at the phantasm, still roiling in the mist, says, truthfully, for you. He says, I can promise you all the money in the world. Threaten all the might of our marshals upon you, chase you to the ends of the earth. In the end, he says, I must only ask you this. He says, as he I can only ask you this. And he goes, would you see this country torn apart? I know that in all the ways we've chased you across this land, you have never harmed someone. He goes, Marshal Weston has told me that much. You are a man of kindness, if nothing else. And he
He
goes,
scoffed at that a little.
and I must believe in this. However, he goes, however otherworldly and demonic your power may seem, I have to believe that that even in that sense, the mercy that you have shown, that some of God's light still shines through you, and that you would not see this world fall back into the chaos that gripped us only a few short years ago. He says, he says that I don't know truly what it is we can offer you. But for someone with the power that you claim to wield, he says, I can only promise you that we would be in your debt if you would journey forth with us to help pull us back from the brink.
He sits there quiet for a second. You know, sir, if you if you just keep the money rolling, I'll stick around for a bit.
He
If
nods and says, we can discuss we can discuss that. He says, at a later date, but rest assured, he says, all the gold in this he has all the gold pulled from the earth in this great nation. And he says, is not worth is not worth it to see. And he says, the bloodshed of division across this world, or as they would seek, the tyranny and the injustice of slavery, return back to see my fellow Americans clapped in bondage once again.
look, I ain't looking to see them innocent folk get put back in chains, but it does seem like it would be something just above one man.
I agree. As he says, I cannot agree more. As he looks at all of you, as he stands up, raised to his full height, as he says that each of you individually have made a name for yourselves that has stretched far across these lands to my ears. He says, each of you has journeyed a long way to come here. Individually, individually you are strong, but none among you strong enough to hold back the tide that I fear may be upon our doorstep. But together,
I have one question.
He nods to you.
So, of all the people that you could have chosen in this nation, your best opportunities were, and he points to everyone, us.
As
I'm
I said,
90% sure 3 of us are criminals, as far as the law would define in this nation.
100% sure 3 of y'all are criminals.
It was
I'm
self-defense, I
100%
swear. They were hurting my friends.
Now I'm pretty sure 4 of us are criminals.
Oh, I mean, I didn't say anything. That's crazy. I don't know what you just heard. I can't believe you just heard something.
Apollo looks and goes, are you are you trying to pretend like you didn't just speak?
No, I could speak.
Great. Lincoln holds up a hand. He says, yes. And he says, I do not see heroes as our history books would have defined them. He is previously standing before me. And he says, perhaps some of my forebears and even my contemporaries would frown upon my choice. But, and he says, so too, some years ago, would I have never looked twice. And he's at a young man he's employed for pennies at the hour to stand and and hold my coat. And he goes, to be the sole reason why I stand before you today. As he gestures to Apollo, who kind of like looks like he stands like a little bit straighter, and he goes, nor at a young girl. And he says, at a young girl born in the very heart of General Lee's own territory. He goes, who would reach out against all odds with a desire to see justice prevail in the very midst of that quagmire of darkness, that she is motivated only by an innate desire for goodness, as he kind of like reaches out very long arms, sort of like puts like a gentle hand on your arm, Flower. And he says, but I have learned since those days. I have learned that that in these extraordinary times, we cannot be so shallow-minded as to only look at the ordinary. That is why I asked you. It is to be extraordinary. To not be that which we have looked to in the past, but to help show the way forward, so that we do not slide backwards into that infernal mire from which we very nearly did not escape. I don't care who you were before, or the things that you have done outside of these rooms. Standing before me now, because I only see the last greatest hope that this nation has. He says, you will be the light that guides us forth from the darkness. You will be the unlikely heroes that hopefully our enemies will not see coming, precisely because you are not what this nation expects to be brought forth. As he reaches in and he pulls out a little mahogany polished wooden case. And he says, that is the reason, or says the very reason why you are the only ones set to lead us forth. Our last guiding light, the beacon of truth that must stand above. You will be our North Stars. As he slides you your writs of passage with a little, in the box, a little badge with a presidential seal bearing the logo that I have just sent you.
He said the title of the thing.
He did the thing.
He did the thing.
As he tells you, in any U.S. Marshal's office or place that still bears loyalty to the Union, these are stamped with his own presidential sigil. He cannot promise you they're not a universal get out of jail free card, but they will find you safe passage anywhere that still calls themselves a friend of this nation, and seeks to uphold the law therein.
Phantasm smiles very deeply under his mask, hearing that. So, just, you know what? Who am I to question the president of these here United States? Or not so united. This seems like a good idea for me.
Yeah, as you were all told, basically you're going to catch a train, and it's a catch a train going west, where you will be given basically the identity of several people who he believes to be key in this Confederate local cell that's formed. Go in, find out what's going on, and handle it, essentially. If there is a local cell that has been militarized, he says that he unfortunately must say that though he desires nothing but peace to be brought to this country, he knows that we may be sadly beyond that now. Basically, if it can be like he believes that it can be dismantled peacefully if you take out their key players, we can avoid unnecessary bloodshed as it will tumble like a house of cards. It's not organized enough yet that it can stand on its own. So you're given a list of basically the financiers, the generals, people of specific importance to this movement that you want to get rid of. And then the rank and file soldiers will just disperse and go back to whatever they were doing before. And then hopefully the law of the land and the rest of the movement can pursue forward from there. And without this won't his goal is to avoid this becoming a new civil war, basically.
I see.
As just we take out the bottom of the house of cards, the rest will fall in line.
Sounds like it's all planned out.
Mhm.
Unless, does anybody have last words for the president? Because I can't think of anything to say personally.
It's
Considering
an
this
honor, sir, to be working for you.
this may be Etne's only chance, so he will hold out a hand to shake the president's hand.
Great. He reaches out, clasps you with like a firm. As I said, he's looks rather frail by this point, but you can feel there's a sturdiness under it. It reminds you of like a tree that has been through a hurricane and looks as though it's about to fall, but by against all odds has managed to weather it. As you can feel that sturdiness of a man who's just refused to bow. Also, an ex-championship wrestler who invented the chokeslam. A fact which I feel the need to remind everyone that the man in front of you in real life did invent the chokeslam.
Nice.
Which means that he has the same finishing move as the Undertaker.
I heard you fought vampires. Is that true?
Great. Apollo sort of like whispers to the president like that was supposed to be classified.
I say, like, as I'm shaking hands with him, just like under my breath, that it's nice to meet somebody who I can look eye to eye with. 'Cause this is the first time Etne's ever met anybody as tall as he is.
Yeah, how tall is everyone?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's get a little height chart going right now.
Yeah, I feel like Frills is like a little under 6 foot, like maybe like 5'9", 5'10", but like he's got a little bit of a hunch, so he's really standing at like 5'8".
Oh
Clarkson
no.
stands at a manly and powerful 5'8".
Friendly reminder that average height for this time was 5. So 5'8" is like it's like 5'4" to 5'6". So like 5'8" genuinely is like a very respectable height.
Oh no, Clarkson is short. Clarkson stands at a manly and powerful 5'3".
I love it.
The Phantasm's height is variable, but it usually bounces around 5'5" and 6".
Clara is about 5'1".
Small bean.
She is the smallest of the company.
And then just truly could use you like an armrest. Etene.
6'5".
At 6'5". I looked it up, by the way. Abraham Lincoln in his prime was 6'4" and has likely shrunk with age. So you are genuinely taller than one of the tallest people at this time.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I mean, listen, every superhero group needs one dude who's like way bigger than everybody else.
Yeah,
That's true fact.
it's
Yeah.
fun that I get to be it this time.
Yeah.
Compared to Pitter in our Star Wars game.
um, wait. So I'm actually making the size chart. So I have me and Clara. I need the others again.
Um,
Uh,
Frill's actual height probably like 5'10", but he's got a bit of a hunch, so he's more like hunched over at like 5'8".
Okay, 1 second.
But when he needs to be intimidating, he like straightens up and
Okay.
frills out.
I just enjoy
Okay.
the idea of like frills out and said in the same way as like he's hulking. I was like, he's frilling out.
He's taller than I pictured when we were having the conversation.
I deadass was picturing Frills as being like 4 feet tall, but I love
Yeah.
the idea that he's actually the height of like a kind of tall dude because he's a 3-dimensional human being.
yeah. I keep
I
imagining
actually
him
thought
in like I keep imagining him in like Beast or like Nightcrawler, like, jumpy poses, So it's
Don't get me wrong, he's really skinny, but he's really tall.
He's like 5'8", but he's like 90 pounds soaking wet.
How tall is Stan?
Stan, I said 5'3". He does have lifts in his shoes, so he stands at maybe like 5'4", maybe 5'5", depending on the type of shoe.
The man put lifts in his shoes just to get to 5'5". Fucking rip.
Okay. And Phantasmo?
This is gonna be annoying for you. He is variable because he's only ever seen in the fog. People claim he's between 5'5" and 6 feet.
Okay.
So good luck.
Let's just go with 5.
I'm not gonna lie,
Six,
I was fully imagining Phantasmo being like 8 feet tall.
You know what? Honestly, I'm not gonna give a solid height requirement in the fog, which is always around him.
Can we just also say right now, there is just randomly a kind of like cloud of fog that is just stationary in the corner of the room, only around where he is standing.
It's his
I
aura.
imagine it's one of the. Yeah. I imagine it's one of those things where you are tall enough. Like whatever is tall for the room, you are tall.
Yeah. He can make
So like,
himself taller though.
It does fit the vibe of having a height chart and then just 3 question marks above Phantasmo.
Yeah. You could just put him off to the side with an I don't know.
but I believe it sounds like we are wrapping up. I'm just saying this so that
Oh, okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if I could.
Well, I don't know. I don't
I'm
know
just
what
saying this-
everyone's cutoff time is. I was gonna say we can at least. I was gonna intro just the next scene at the very least, and then we can call it a cliffhanger if you want.
Well, no, I mean I'm good to keep playing. I just wasn't sure about freaking Red Rocket's like stream and
That's
stuff.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, cool.
I was gonna say Clara would probably not off to the side comment, but be like, Mr. President, I know I don't usually ask for anything because you gave me a lot already, but
Great. He cuts you off. So to say, we have given. He says, by all rights, you should have. He said, by all rights. He says, we have given you nothing. We have only repaid you for the debt that this nation has incurred. That this nation has incurred. He says, you provided us at great risk to yourself information that helped many men, women, and children find their way to freedom, and many more on the battlefield to walk away with their lives. This country will be in your debt.
I was wondering if I could ask for a favor.
looks curious, but invites you to go on.
You know who I'm looking for, and I could use a hand with that.
He looks at you very sadly. He goes, "I'm sorry, my dear." He says that He says that your family's associates were not known for their impeccable record keeping regarding the subject. And he goes, and allowing your, and he kind of like sort of hesitates a bit on the last word. He says, Paramore. And he says, making his way to freedom, it's unlikely that he would have stayed under a name that you would know him as. He says that we can continue looking, but he says, I can only offer you what we can.
She'll kind of like her smile will fade a little bit, but she'd give a nod and like for a moment think, and
It's
then go
just
right back into a smile.
It's just it's a sad, like, I would not disrespect you by promising you something that I don't think I can deliver. Especially considering that you're willing to once again put yourself at risk to do this.
Understand. If you just keep an
does.
eye out for her.
He nods at you. He does. He does tell you that his personal head of security is his Apollo, or is Mr. Freeman, who escorts you. He is to the train car that has been specially procured for your journey. As he wishes you all good luck and Godspeed. As I will say on the way out, the young man, Mr. Apollo, does kind of shake his head now that he's, this is like on the carriage ride over to the train station, does confide in you that he was surreal. He was, I ain't never been in the same place with others with he says the president calls them gifts, but he kind of shrugs. He goes, I wasn't even aware there were more like me out there.
Ain't it nice knowing you're not alone?
Certainly something.
Not saying. Glad to be around folks who understand how it feels to be a little strange.
Yeah, he says, up until that night at the theater, just kind of shakes his head of like, up until that night at the theater, I've been told for so long that anything that makes you stand out from the crowd, a bit best to keep to yourself. Starting at these, I'm hoping that he says, I know I'm not supposed to be. He says, keep feelings out of it and whatnot, but he says, maybe I'm still damn fool enough to hope that all this can be the start of these folks that are, folks believing that this can be something different. He says that maybe you being able to step out of the shadows a bit. As you do see, as you're in the cart with him, just like he's driving the cart, and he is fully turned around in the driver's seat to like look back and talk to all of you while driving. And despite not looking at the road, does like sort of non-verbally just pulling the reins a bit as the horse sort of clops to a halt. And like right as another cart goes like flying past you, speeds up at exactly like he's just like fully turned around having a conversation while driving the horse.
Pretty cool.
That's safe for you to do?
What's up?
Is that safe for you to do? You can, is that one of your
Yes.
tricks?
I don't know about a trick. He has like a moment of like rumination. He goes, "What's fair is fair. I can see stuff what ain't happened yet." Shrugs. He goes, "Don't know how else to say it. He goes, how else to say it other than that?"
Useful.
As he gestures to like kind of taps the one blue eye, and he goes, some of the native boys call it a ghost eye. Say that I'm keeping one eye down here, watching what's going on the street, or watching what's going on Earth, and keep one eye up there, watching all the rest of it.
Do you know when we're all gonna die? Do you know if we're gonna fall in love?
Clara
I-
just turns her head.
You know
Do you know
tomorrow's
who the
winning
next
lotto
president's
number.
gonna be?
I'm just picturing Serpentius from Has Been Hotel, by the way. Just, do you know when we're going to die? Do you know if I'm going to fall in love?
We love our
Not seen
excitable
Has Been
lizard.
Hotel enough, so I don't know how he acts.
It's a good comparison so far.
One of my what's it called? One of my qualities that we have is underneath all those scales is a heart of gold.
Mm-hmm.
I love him so much.
So how far into the future are we talking?
He says best that we've been able to figure. He says 6, maybe 10 seconds if I'm lucky.
Oh, okay.
You can make
Well,
a roulette table.
Are we
It
going to
doesn't-
either die or fall in love in the next 10 seconds?
No.
Okay. Half good, half bad.
And it's just, no. What? And it's like a what? Like how would you not? I it kind of waves it off of like. He says it's unfortunately why he was fast enough to stop the gun that night, but not fast enough to do much else.
I think it was fast enough to do plenty.
I agree.
He says I think you're all going to be the judge of that. I'm staying here in DC, but he says that you're all. He says, but like I said, it's like you're all going to be the judge of whether or not any of this was worth a damn. Yeah. He says he can see about 10 seconds into the future, and he says slow things down a spell. Not a lot, but enough.
is this like a carriage that is like has an open top, or is it like an? There's
It's
an-
one of the ones. It's got like a what do you call it? It's like a enclosed, like I don't know how else to say it. Like for guests, like it's a big wooden box with like windows with blinds on them, and like a little door.
Okay. Would there be a way to exit the door and like get on top of it to sit there?
Yes, you can sit on top in crisscross applesauce if you would like.
Cool. Yeah, no. So hearing about him literally being able to slow down time, he's just going to stand up, walk out the door.
But he looks at where you going?
I'm gonna go be the lookout.
Did you miss the part where I said I can see the future? What are you looking out for that I won't see?
I'm looking out into the distance where there's more time than 10 seconds that we don't. And he's going to just leave and sit on top of the carriage.
You're fully moving, by the way. So this is like you climbing on top of a moving carriage to sit on the roof.
Used to trains. This ain't nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, he's looking at you with like a "You lost your damn mind."
Wow. He has an oddly
he's
low tolerance
he's
for
just like-
strangeness.
He's just like, what? He's just wondering. I don't know what's in that smoke, but he thinks you might not want to be breathing so much of it in.
I mean, the man is covered in a cloud of smoke, and he thinks that a man that can see into the future is, I don't know.
Yeah, he does bring you all to the train station. You board into your little private train car. What the fuck? Yeah, that's what the word said. Oh, sorry. Phantom of the Fall motivated by where it's at. Great. But yeah, so what do you call it? He boards you into your private train car. You do see it has the little North Star logo stamped onto the door above it. It is a full other train. There are other carriages, a lunch car, but you do have like a little sleeper car with private rooms for you because it's gonna be a several-day journey.
Okay.
And it has like a little it is a sleeper car, and then it also has, I'm gonna say, a little private one where it's got like a table and chairs, and you can kind of move around to go over maps or plan whatever it is you're gonna do once you get to your destination.
Well, we know where we're headed, don't we? We know who we're looking for once we get there.
Great. He tells you in the dossiers you've been given, and he said, "I'll give you the names you're looking for." He says, "First person you're going after is someone who we think is their main financier." Says,
I like that first target.
"Yeah, follow the money. The way it's always been."
Certainly worked out for me.
Yeah. So you board into the train car. Set out. First day or so, it's a pretty normal occurrence. As it says that you are headed out towards. I'm gonna say you're headed out towards Texas. Or at least out that way until I determine more specifically where this first guy is.
A
How do you
Texanly direction.
well west? How do you guys spend the first couple, I guess, a day or so together as you start headed out onto the plains of the Heartland?
Well, at some point, Etne, seeing all these dossiers and such, and being unable to read most of it, speaks up and asks to the group at large because he feels less awkward this way than individually, to ask who can read all this, because he can't.
Oh, I can read.
Darling, I could read too.
I do remind you, even for those of you, it's a rare skill. Even for like the fact that Etne is a black man who lives in the middle of an abandoned building in the swamp, it's still a weird thing for like most of you to be able to read. So the fact that like Clara being wealthy makes sense that she can read. The lizard, though, that's a weird one.
Where'd you learn how to read, fella?
They taught me how in the circuit. Well, not the ringmaster. That guy was a real piece of work. But my fellow circus performers, we were close. We taught each other a lot of stuff we knew. I'm conversational in Spanish.
The phantasm is going to poke Frills in the head.
What? Hey, Why would
I
you?
don't
Why would you do
understand.
that?
I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. How are you
Okay,
real?
okay,
You are
so
literally
like
perpetually standing in fog.
I was gonna say, darling, it's really hard to be like, "How are you real?" when you are just a fucking, pardon my French, you are just a fucking cloud with legs.
She does speak
There's
French.
a person under here with demons.
Nate, despite looking like he is uncomfortable like this, reaches over and attempts to poke Phantasmo back.
I'll teach you how to speak Spanish if you teach me how to speak French. And he looks over Etne, and if you teach me how to speak Creole.
Sure thing.
Let's
What
agree
does
to that.
what does Phantasmo do about this vicious affront on his person?
About the poke, he's gonna try and step back.
Oh, come on now. Can't dish it out if you can't take it.
I poked a man. He's a man, okay? I poked
Uh,
him.
I
I
will
don't.
also say, I think any of you sitting next to Phantasmo, you just hear like quiet whispering, sort of perpetually coming from like what sounds like way off in the distance, but is obviously
Yeah.
like emanating from him. Like there's
What
just
does the fog smell like?
I never thought about that.
Sulfur?
some sort of burning sulfur incense,
Brimstone?
probably.
Yeah, I was
Here,
just gonna say, it's been described as a mist. Is it actually a mist or is it like a smoke?
it is. It's a smoke.
Okay.
I always it's like a thick, like it's a smoke so thick that it kind of pours like liquid.
Interesting.
Wow.
I wanna I don't think it'll work, but like
The
considering
smoke
the
is a little plasticky along with the sulfur. I'm adding that to that.
But you don't think it'll work, but what?
um but given the kind of liquid like consistency, I want to try to like manipulate like a small section of it that he's not looking at because I got like an elemental control over water. So I'm just curious if it does anything.
You know, let's have a
Hold on.
little oh, so go ahead.
I no. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we can do a little contested roll here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Let's go your elemental control. Versus what would that be? Would that be one of your skills, or is it just roll your power, I guess? Versus
It would probably be my second power that I sent if that's what we're doing.
yeah, I'm gonna say I'm going real quick to look. Yeah, so roll your powers against each other. I am looking at his character sheet. And it is for the powers, I gotta see here real quick.
Actually, it
To
might be
use
the last one.
what's up?
It might be the last one that I would be using for that, technically.
I think that would probably be accurate. I just want to
Understood.
see here what interactions. I'm trying to see what like page 79. So using your powers. Uh da-da-da. Uh description. Da-da-da. Okay, so it's a
I think
test.
So that's the acting ability plus a d6 minus the difficulty, which is the opposing ability plus a d6.
Yeah, so it's roll your. I'm trying to think for your powers. Would I guess the acting ability would be your powers? So roll me your power plus like or a 1d6. I guess it would be Etne is the actor, so roll me a d6 plus your power modifier. And then Phantasmo roll a d6 plus your power modifier, and then we'll subtract them.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
How do I add my +6 like that?
In
Little
the corner where
modifier
it says
box.
modifier,
Bottom
yeah,
left.
click on that. And
Oh, I see it.
yeah.
And it's 1d6, we said?
Yeah.
I'm rolling the last power I have, not the second.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a 10 minus a 12, so you do not succeed on the test.
Yeah.
I'll say you actually normally have a pretty good control over like swamp gases and like the weird fog that leaks out from the swamp. As you reach out to try and manipulate it with your powers, this is nothing. I'll say you can tell from just your connection to the natural world. Nothing about this mysterious fog that's emanating out is natural.
I don't like none of that.
None of it is something that can be found in nature. I
Just,
will
like,
also
try to
say, oh, sorry, go ahead.
after having, like, attempted to poke him and presumably reached into said fog smoke, I
Mhm.
try to subtly just, like, wipe my hand on my pants now.
I will also say, as someone like you're from Louisiana, you even if you don't practice voodoo, you know a lot of people that are into the voodoo out there. Tall man surrounded by fog, go like making mysterious with mysterious motives, wearing a top hat. There's a couple people who the imagery comes up, and none of them are good.
I don't know if you saw my previous comment.
That's what I'm referencing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is don't like none of that.
I feel like it's just Etne perpetually giving you specifically the side eye.
Very much so. Always keeping a bit of distance. Like the
As you're all
retaliatory
making
poke was only for Frill's sake because I didn't want to stick my hand in there. But like, man,
Yeah.
At this point, Frills is standing upside down at the roof of the train car reading the dossier.
That's what we were meant to do.
But yeah, as you're all making your way out, like I said, it's through the heartland, so you're on the prairie. Do me a favor, everybody, roll me a notice check real quick, or notice or not notice. The awareness.
I think I have pretty good awareness.
That's just another 1d6 plus thing, right?
It's a 1d6 plus your attribute for awareness.
oh, it's 1d6. I thought this one was 2d6. No,
Uh,
I need to fix that then.
let's see. I thought this was still just test.
I don't know. Like I put the numbers in before I looked up how the test works, so I think I did it wrong. So I will have to adjust it because I was. How do I hold on? No, hold on.
I feel bad because I rolled earlier my big awesome check. I did roll 2d6, thinking that was how you did it.
Let's see here. Abilities using.
I
132. 132. We're learning together, people. Let's see.
Maybe a okay. it'll.
Oh,
Hmm.
perceiving, make an awareness. Notice things. No, it seems like it is just. It seems like it is just 1d6 for a test.
Okay.
Uh.
There is my correct roll.
Okay.
I will fix my list.
Well, I actually have a power associated with this as well, where I have super senses. No, never mind. I have danger sense, not super senses.
You know what? Actually, no, that's relevant.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Ooh, actually though, I
7.
think my danger sense is only a 4, so I think I still roll better with awareness than danger senses.
Great. So, let's do. We have. Where's my dice? Nope, didn't mean to do that. Where's my dice? Great. So, Phantasmo, Etene, and Frills all kind of just vibing, doing your thing. You two, actually, it's fitting because you're sort of all the ones who are like actively out and about in conversation. As I'll say, Etne, you see from outside the train as you're looking around, just something sort of moving. Well, I don't imagine you've actually spent too much time on trains, have you?
No, I think this is my first time on a train. It's a little
I think
weird.
it's great. It's you're sort of looking out the window and just seeing like the speed with everything is just rushing by. Like everything's moving just real fast.
It's weird to have something else move me this fast. Typically, when this happens, I'm in water.
Great. As you're Phantasmo, you're looking out as well. And you see all three of you actually next to the train. You see someone running.
What in the...
Like just like out for a nice jog. And you see them actually keeping pace with the train.
This may, in fact, have been the worst idea I have ever had.
The train is, I remind you, going at a breakneck speed of 50 miles per hour. The fastest speed that man is capable of achieving. Also, I will say, for Clara, this trip was undertaken at great personal medical risk, as at this time, it is believed that women are not medically capable of traveling at these type of speeds, or you will explode.
Haven't exploded yet.
An actual thing that actual doctors believed is that if women travel on a train, they will just fully die.
I mean,
so this was presented to you as a thing by the president, as like this is a quantifiable percentage of the risk is this right here.
I mean, listen, if a doctor told me that if I got on a train I would explode, I can't refute that. I have not been on a train, so.
But yeah, as you're just looking like, why is it? You see a man just fully running on his own 2 feet, keeping pace with the train.
I tap on the window.
I'm gonna look back at Clarkson to make sure he is still in the car, because he said his power was speed.
What are you looking at?
Don't worry about it.
Frills.
Like I should, with the way you were staring at me.
Frills, you especially, you sense when everyone else is kind of like focused on like the surreal, like why is there a man running that that something has come flying out of his hand and hit the side of the door, and
you get the strong feeling that people should not be standing near that door.
Everyone get away from that door. Get ready to fight.
I'll
As he's
jump
Oh,
out of
no,
the way, I guess.
as he says the word fight, the car starts filling up with the smoke, and it's not just around him anymore.
Given that there has been a declaration of danger, Edna's first instinct is to move Clara away from said danger.
Oh, that's so nice.
Aw.
There's like a
Great.
quick little like pardon me as he physically grabs you and moves you away.
Lifts, moves.
There is an explosion that rocks the train car on the tracks. You hear the scream of the metal as the door has been blasted open by a stick of dynamite. You see the man running, leaps off the ground and skids to a halt inside the train car, rising to his full height of 5'4". As you see him in front of you, just so he says, you're the bastards that you're the bastards the Yankees are sending down. Oh, yes. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you're not going to be reaching your. Is it? But and he goes, your train's been delayed to reach its destination.
May I roll to shoot mid-speech?
As real quick, you can. As we get the wham title drop.
Withdraw, kid. I'm not gonna be able to shoot him.
I also want to Sparta kick him back out the hole.
You may roll to attack if you would like, and we're gonna just check out his stats real quick and get our first contested roll. Roll me a prowess from you, and then all right, I'm gonna say roll me a prowess from you and a concentration, I believe it is, from you.
Who is you and you? That wasn't very specific.
Sorry, the one that plans on melee attacking him, I believe that is actually. Is that strength or prowess?
I
melee
believe that is
attacking?
prowess for prowess, the ability
Nope,
to
melee
fight at close
damage
range.
or hand-to-hand combat ability is prowess. So
Yes.
yes. So please roll me your prowess, and then for the one who plans on shooting him,
Clara.
roll me. Oh no! And then roll me your
I'm
your
coming.
coordination.
Coordinations for 1d6. Uh-oh.
Let's
I've only got a
see.
4 coordination. I'm surprised.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. Patrick.
Great. Etne just runs at him and tries to Sparta kick him out of the way. He just stamps one foot on the ground and quicker than anything you've ever seen, just disappears to the left of you. Just big, you're a big bastard, ain't you? And so, they told me that. It's like when he was when he was done from the swamp. I didn't think he'd be eating the fucking gators. I was yeah, no, as looks at you, you whip out your gun, just bang, 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 fires off 3 shots. You literally see him just like effortlessly ding, 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 just moving his head out of the way like Agent Smith. As the shots ping off like what's left of the car behind him.
This was a bad idea.
I would, as long as we're doing stuff, I would like to hit him in the back with my sticky tongue.
Okay.
So he can't go anywhere as I'm still all
Sure.
4s on the roof of the train car, like holding him up so his legs are off the ground.
Sure.
What would I use for that?
I believe that's actually going to be just your strength because you're trying to physically just overpower him, not necessarily do damage.
That's true.
I'm gonna say it's your super strength, but if you're using one of your other appendages, you can roll with that power.
Strength and that power have the same number.
Then just whatever the fuck you want.
Uh, oh hell yeah!
So let's see what the thing for tests is. 18, because there is a scale for this.
Hey, you back?
I do apologize. My mom called me.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, it's all good.
So 9 minus 7 is 2. So moderate success of 1 degree, the effort succeeds. You're trying to lift him off the ground.
I'm basically I want to hold him in place so he's like his feet aren't touching the ground, so he can't run.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you can like. I'm gonna say you could do essentially like trying to pin him against a wall, but you can't fully suspend him in the air.
Yeah.
You've got like
So I just
your
get him,
tail wrapped around. You've got your tail like wrapped around a wall sconce, and is like arm barring him across the chest.
You're not going anywhere.
Oh, he goes. Oh, trust me, lad. I'm right where I want to be. For Paige, that you stepped away. He jumped onto a moving train. You jumped onto a moving train and then immediately swiftly dodged out of the way of Ende's attack, and then dodged 3 point-blank gunshots to the head, as easily as like stepping out of the way of a moving car. Like that sounded bad. Like he just effortlessly dodged out of the way of 3 gunshots that were at point blank to his head.
Stan, recognizing, oh god, another guy with super speed, he is going to take a swig from his flask, and I believe with the limit that I took, I can't actually use my super speed this turn. I'm not sure. I need to double check if that's like my full action though.
I think we said that it was your full action.
All right, cool. Then I will say, yeah, Stan is currently like pressed sort of in the corner as far away from the fighting as possible, and just like takes a very shaky drink.
Is now really the appropriate time to be drinking?
It might be his last.
For me, it is.
Great. It's as you say that, the guy you pinned to the wall just goes, same time as you goes, I know, might be his last one.
I said that.
Great. Any of you want to do another thing on this guy, by the way? I will also point out, because I'm very proud of it, his name, the Quick Draw Kid, but his real name,
The locomotive.
Jack O'Coinan. Anyone? What's up?
Nothing.
Hello?
Yeah.
I was going to say, does anyone want to take a guess what O'Coinan, or specifically what Coinan means in Irish?
Fast?
Good guess, but no.
Feet.
No.
Speed.
Coinan is rabbit, so his name is Jack Rabbit.
Oh, I like that.
You stole my superhero name. How dare you?
Listen, you gotta just love a good pun name.
Am I allowed to make a move again, or has it not been a rotation of turns?
Did you make a move again? Oh,
Yeah,
you shot move to shoot.
I don't.
I'll say no. I want to make sure everyone gets at least one action in this round, since it's going to be the cliffhanger. So who else has not made a move that wants to?
Laura, I think, is the only one that
Claire's
hasn't
the only
gone
one who
yet.
hasn't. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
What's
probably
up?
me.
Yeah. Hello.
Who has him pinned? I'm so sorry.
I do. I have my tail
Frills.
wrapped around him.
As soon as like he's out of your grasp, I'm gonna be prepared to just fling him up onto the ceiling head first.
Okay. So wait, do you want to? What do you mean when he's out of his grasp? Like, do you want to do that now, or like, are you just preparing to do that?
I'm just preparing to do that if I'm allowed to do that.
I mean, you can. I don't think there's such a thing as a prepared action in this game, but like you can just like be getting ready to do that if that happens.
Works
Okay,
for me.
It would be really, I don't know. I think the narrative locomotion of this, he's definitely gonna get out of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Locomotion.
Yeah, I can't have got him in one.
No, like I said, he's just this smug Irish fucker. You do see, for those of you that can't make it out in the actual the art, or wait, in the actual art, he has his most distinctive feature is the big welding goggles that he's got on, but then also on his legs, pants tattered towards the bottom, no shoes on, and his feet covered in like soot and ash.
I mean, big whoop. I also have tattered pants with no shoes, but that's just because they don't really make shoes to fit my weird lizard feet.
He is, as his last action in the game, he's going to attempt to shoot off your tail.
It's not my first tail.
So let's do that real quick. Roll me a what is it? Is it your durability? No, what is it? What's your durability again? Is it your stamina, I think?
Stamina, is that not your health?
That's what I'm saying.
One
Yeah,
second.
stamina
No,
is
or yeah, what goes again? I get no, roll me, I guess, whatever is to defend against being shot.
It might
Strength?
be. I think it
Sounds
would
like
be strength.
coordination to me.
Yeah.
It depends how you're defending. If you're dodging, it would be coordination. If you're tanking it, it would probably be strength.
I don't think I would let him go, so I think
yeah.
it would still be strength for me. No, wrong box. All right, let's roll to maybe not have a tail anymore. No, I am bulletproof. One of my extra body parts is hard scales. Wait, did you already roll, or was that from the last one?
No, I just that was the roll, was the 5. So he just fails as these. I will say he puts the pistol to your tail, and you see him hold his hand up, and it's a blur of just as just like a series of bullets like blast into your tail to little effect. As you do see the receiver of his revolver smoking and like mildly glowing from the friction. This, oh, you're gonna be a tough one, ain't you? And this, oh, it's all right. He goes, hey, looks at you and he goes, hey, big lad. He goes, if I agreed to kill you last, will you just give me some tips on how to give me some tips on how to cook this one? He says, just give me some tips on how to cook this one. He goes, you know, my countrymen, we're not exactly gifted or not exactly known for our seasoning.
Oh, you're saying threatening to cook this one. Okay.
Yeah.
I truly was having a hard time deciphering through the accent and the Discord mic.
Okay, I'm sorry. But yes.
I don't know if it picked up on my mic, but I did attempt to growl at him.
It did not.
No. Well, I growl at him. It didn't pick up on the mic.
Yeah. As like I said, then we can fade out as this will resolve next time on the North Stars, the battle with
quick draw kid aboard the train.
Nice.
Well, I mean, Kara, she said she just wants to like hold action until he gets out. Is there another thing you want to do?
No, she's just ready to slam his head into the ceiling.
All right.
As a reminder, you could, at this moment, instead slam his head into the floor or the wall.
He
Yeah, you could-
is wrapped around a pole.
Yeah, you can make another attack if you want.
I feel like lifting him and slamming him into the ceiling and have him fall down into the floor sounds like a really good idea. So I'm gonna do that. Since he's now free from the tail.
No,
He's not.
He
He is not.
He's not? I thought that he shot
Nope.
the tail out. I'm so sorry.
No,
No,
apparently
he
a
was
bullet
not-
the tail is being shot proof.
Yes.
Shot proof.
Yeah, no, the way that I built this character, I am very like, you know how when you shoot an alligator with a handgun, it just kind of bounces off?
Yeah.
That.
Hence why Phantasmo does not think he is real.
Yeah, I'm like if you gave Wolverine the personality of Spider-Man.
Okay.
I love that.
And also the mobility of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then
but
I'm,
definitely still the feral animal who's bulletproof vibe.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
then I'm definitely, as he's just kind of like tangled up, I'm just gonna have Gust of Wind slam his head into the nearest wall. Just super as hard as I can.
Okay, so let's see. I guess roll me your wind power to just bash his head back against the wall.
Okay. So that would work similarly to how my elemental control works. So
Mhm.
for that, you would need it's likely going to be whatever the power you rolled for the element is. That's the plus to it.
Okay. I have to wait for Luke to roll for me.
Oh, you can roll first. It's a contested thing.
Wait, I
She's
can't
not
roll.
to see grounds.
Oh, Luke has to roll. Oh, I understand.
Yes.
Because he has your character. I understand now.
So what's the modifier I'm rolling again?
Oh, I can see her page. You gave her elemental control a 7, so
Okay.
+7.
Okay, so we have a 10 for her. Fun fact, he actually has. Is it? Let me see here. Yeah, he has pretty much the same score that he's going to be rolling to defend. He's basically going to be rolling to just try and move what he can out of the way. I don't know. I want to say, because I don't know necessarily at the moment, and this is just an on-the-fly ruling, if you want to basically invoke the negative aspect against him that he is bound, you can use a determination point to do that. Because I don't know how else that would resolve.
Yeah.
I will.
Well, I was saying that more to the guy who's binding him.
Oh.
Yeah, because we could do team attack stuff, right?
Yes! Let's look up the team attacks page. I have that saved, actually.
Yeah, because if I got him bound and she knocks him in the head with the pole he's bound to.
So let's see here. Da-da-da. Give us a second here. Taking action. Is it combined effort?
Okay, so this is you make a roll. This is what I was telling Ben before. So it's Frills would make a roll versus his strength, basically, to determine whether or not you can add a +1. I'm gonna say since you already bound him, I'm gonna say that you do in fact get a +1. So let's just add a +1 to that. So this is basically you would make a roll. If you succeed, then you can add a +1. Every person who wishes to add on to an attack gets to add a successive +1. Yeah. So yes, so it's increased by +1 for every doubling of assistance. So +2, +3, +4. Okay, so for now it's just Frills adding onto it, so it's a +1 added onto this. It's a 12. So it's only it's still going to be a -1. Is there anyone else who has a thing they would like to try and add on to this, and how do you want to do it?
Ready to grapple him. My patented move of grabbing somebody by the face, because I'm also a little tired of hearing him talk.
If I can, even though we've had our turns, I'll start summoning demons to fuck with them.
What a thing to do.
What a thing to do. You know what? I'll say Etne, make me a roll. It's gonna be once again plus his thing. So he's gonna be it's gonna be plus against his power to like move out of the way. So just roll me against a +10.
Okay. So this one's gonna be my strength. Come on.
Okay, so you managed to succeed, so it's another +1, so it's a +12. Let's see here.
Could I? The man
So,
has
okay.
super speed. Can I try to disarm him? Or at the very least, disarm him of like if he has any like side weapons.
I don't think that's going to help in this specific instance. You can do that, but it's not a thing to. You're rolling to aid Clara at the moment. I don't think that's going to help.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I was abstracting it a bit too much. All right.
But that's a good
help with
instinct
that.
for your next turn. So Clara, right now. Oh, sorry. Roll to summon demons.
That helping. So
It'll
I'm
help
gonna
me.
say that's gonna be his will. That sounds like this sounds like a willpower roll to me.
Hold
my
on, would I
question.
not roll the summon demon's power, or is it just willpower?
No, it's his defense of it.
It helps because
Oh.
this guy is very clearly Catholic, and he's gonna freak the fuck out when he sees these demons.
You know what?
Exactly.
Actually, genuinely, genuinely not incorrect.
Okay, so I'm rolling my summon power.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah!
Summon demons.
Great. So that brings you up to a 13. So you're able to match him. So it's still failing at the moment, but you are like on his ass. For one, if one more person can succeed and like get it in on this, then she's gonna be able to like smash him into the wall.
Jamie,
And
what you
potentially do
got?
some real damage.
Mr. Clarkson.
what I got. I got super speed. I'm not a combat. I'm not a fighty kind of guy. I don't know how I can help with this one.
Honestly,
I'm more of a runaway kind of guy.
I was gonna say, I mean, honestly, she's rolling to bash him backwards into the wall. You can just fully try and shoulder check him in the gut and like throw your force behind it.
Yeah, everyone, while I have him bound, group beat him up.
I mean, yeah, I can just start kicking him. Yeah. Can I just shoot him? Well, no, you just
Thank you,
failed in
Killa.
play.
I appreciate.
Yeah,
I
I'll just
appreciate you
start kicking him
posting the. Great. Yeah, you just run up and try and just super speed bicycle kick as you feel, you're just waiting here, the gut drop moment where there's a sort of cold feeling that spreads up and around your entire body that lets you know, like, oh yeah, it's go time. And just fires in. Roll me against his. Once again, it's going to be against his super speed. So roll me against his power.
Would it also be? Oh, Jesus. Well, I can't. I literally cannot beat that. But
let's see.
I guess would. I will ask this for future. Would that be?
I would say it's probably your
prowess, or would it be my super speed?
I'm gonna say it's probably your
probably
prowess.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I physically cannot beat that. I can't even meet it. But you know, let's just see what we get in.
For the record, meeting it at a 0 is it's a success, like barely succeeding, and that it may fail, not that it always fails.
No. I think because it's trying to reduce his health, it's a failure. But like, if you were trying to like throw him out, if you were trying to throw him out of the door, I would say there was a chance of success. But because you're trying to strictly injure him, I'm going to roll it as a failure. But you do see just.
But I mean,
wait, yeah, sorry.
But there was also like attempts to get a success towards Clara's thing, which also met it and was considered a failure.
Which one met exactly and was considered a failure?
Think wasn't it just the one Phantasma's summoning demons thing? Where he said it matched him and failed? Was it not that one?
Look back. Let me consult the.
Because you said like that one didn't add to her +1, and that we still needed like to try to get another +1.
So it's a plus. It's a +5.
Or no, he was saying that in reference to the assisting with slamming against the ceiling.
Yeah.
Clara.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah, and
your role isn't to injure him, it's to assist her.
Yeah. But I am still failing, regardless. By quite a bit. So this is good to clarify. Bit of a moot point. I did roll a 1, so I got a 6.
Yeah. I was more so talking about because Phantasmo rolled with 13, which I believe was matched earlier.
I don't think it was. The roll against it was a 7.
It would no, you're right. It matched exactly. So
what?
No, it wasn't. It was a 7 and a 13. So that actually would have.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
No, that was no. It no. It sorry. That was the roll. It succeeded, and it just brought the score up to even. That was the one that fully brought it to like, hey, you and him are now at 0 because you've closed the gap. Does anyone have anything to push it one step beyond?
I see. I understand now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did not.
Yes. But I will say you see his hair just splay out to the side, his frayed coat like blast against the wall, as he is just like momentarily fully against the back of the train. And has to like shake off being dazed for a second. Oh, this is going. Is it? Woo, this
Now this is gonna be fun. And then, like I said, we'll pick up next time with the North Stars to see how this resolves. As we
Nice.
will engage fully in the battle.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Wait,
And
also,
then
I grabbed him
also-
by the face. He can't be saying right now the things he's saying.
Oh, I apologize. Oh, well, this is gonna be fun. Thank you for keeping me also increasing the immersion.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll see
Well,
how
in his
well he
case,
does
it's
with
increasing
people
the
once he's
submersion.
drowning. Okay.
Yeah, I do. I'm curious, just also what just the party's face when it's like, oh, I grab him by the face, I grapple him with my tail, I try and shoot him with a gun, and it's just literal demons and hellhounds rushing forth to harass this man and try and harangue him from the astral plane and beyond. Like,
Yeah.
what can we just talk once again? Just what an out of pocket, you know?
What a
Yeah.
what a thing to have done.
Hey, it helped.
I mean, again,
And-
wild that you were being like, "Is this guy real?" You summoned demons.
Hey, I have lore reasons for believing that a man that is an alligator would not be real.
I'm excited to learn those lore reasons. Do you have an imaginary friend that's an alligator?
Everything may or may not be revealed.
I'm so excited.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, and those of you that understand this will understand this. If you fuckers think that I'm having a fight on a moving train and it's not gonna go to the roof, you're crazy.
Okay,
Dude, I'm gonna have such an advantage. No one can knock me off of the roof.
that's true. That'd be great.
I got my clingy feet.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is
I'm
your bread and
excited.
butter. You're a train robber.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm very happy about that. I'm so excited.
I'm excited to get to like do a thing with my super speed. Because as of yet, like up until right at the last second, I had not done any superpower, I had not shown in any way how I could be helpful to the team until the very last second where I wasn't helpful.
Listen, we
This
are
is
on
how
fraud.
I'd be helpful if I was.
Listen,
Yeah.
we are on
If
fraud.
this worked,
we are on
it would have
fraud
been
watch.
really cool.
The team is on fraud watch.
Yeah, no, we better start putting in stocks for who we think's gonna be good and bad.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm very excited to see how this campaign is gonna play out. Is what I'm gonna say.
You
It
said
is
good
gonna be
in
moving-
good or bad or good in bed? Because I heard either or. I'm not
That's
Good
what I
and
heard.
bad.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Both. I said both in the same time. We
I
now have
think
to rate them.
like the conversation that I had with my friend Tilly in my little backstory bit, I think set up a little bit of a love interest. I think it was the circus and everybody was fucking. I don't think it's just like she's my only love interest. I think we were just one big poly circus.
Listen,
The amazing polyamorous circus.
Cactus Man and Six Arms. It was a deeply, deeply toxic and
Toxic Yowie?
It was deeply toxic yaoi. On all
Oh god, the
parts.
Yowie hands on six
Makes
arms.
sense.
I did say I hesitated to use the term orifice. I didn't say it was incorrect.
Oh, gross.
Oh no.
So it's there's spikes in there. That's the whole purpose of it. It's
Yeah,
a
that's part.
spike.
See, normally lizards don't have external genitalia, but I was born mostly human and I didn't lose any parts.
Oh my gosh.
Now he gained them.
Yeah, I only gained more parts. I didn't lose any.
Listen, who's
Yeah.
trying to figure out what that tongue do?
You know, I hadn't thought about it. Good thing that you're wearing pants.
Mhm.
Yeah, why would I not wear pants? I'm a normal person.
Yeah. I feel like since we're on this subject, I should point out that Etne wears very big shoes. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just
Hey,
saying.
you're like 100 feet tall. Like, there's no way he ain't swanging.
I do want to add my full headcanon is that in the museum in the future, like in the Diamond City Hero Museum, every weird trait about you people has been exaggerated by 150 years of old Western storytelling. So, like in the beginning, when those little kids were like, "He was like 8 feet tall," no, he gotta be 12. Like the statue of Etne is fully Paul Bunyan, like 20 feet tall, that towers above the rest of the party. Because no one ever got a picture, unless it is stated on camera that someone takes a picture of you. That's how tall people think you are.
We'll have to
Is it-
see.
Is that you were just 12 feet tall?
I mean,
That'll be
cameras
the-
are kind of rare during this time, aren't they? I feel like it'd
That's
be
why I
hard
said unless it is like noted verbally that a photograph is taken.
Yeah.
That it's going to be just based on the
Once we-
hearsay of 150 years of speculation. I think there was a movie made about you guys, like a silent film in the 30s, and they couldn't find what do you call it? But yeah. Goodbye, Red Rocket. Thank you for stopping by. But
Goodbye,
yeah,
father.
it is just like
Goodbye.
Thanks for recording.
Oh, yeah, I'm still streaming. Can I stop the stream now?
Oh, you can fully stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
We ended.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Sorry.
Bye,
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. I'll just do the